The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by Hotep Jesus are those of Hotep Jesus and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Hotep Nation or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact our Office of General Counsel via the sheet of account. And Hotep and good.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
Looks like big trouble in the big house. The Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat, Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
What's happening, y'all? What's happening? It's Friday. We made it. Hotep family says Strong Dad in the chat. What up, Strong Dad? Shout out Protocol, Steph Colonel, Sauce the Prophet. Loki in the chat. What up, Loki? DJ Protocol. I gotta say, man, I've been giving a lot of praise to people who helped make the Grifties a dream come true. For that, this is much of the praise needs to go to A1 Hotep T-Rex. Praise also goes out to Fresh Mike, without whom which none of that would be possible. But I'd also like to say that much praise needs to go to DJ Protocol. Super big call, getting him involved, him volunteering to be the DJ for the event. I thought about what some of the other events that try to use our idea, what did they do different from us for the live event? And I'm glad they went first so people could see the real from the fake. But the truth of the matter is DJ Protocol was the X factor.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
DJ Protocol really helped shape the Grifties, the greatest award show humanity has ever seen. And he really made it more official. He made it feel like a show. If you have not had a chance to watch the Grifties, the link is in the description box below. You can watch that on Patreon. Patreon.com/Hotep's Been Told You. That is now live. People are watching, they're commenting and getting a lot of praise. We sent the video off to Justin Lopez, and we wanted him to. He's worked on other award shows as well, many of the ones that you're familiar with coming out of music industry in Hollywood. So he's a super professional, and we reached out to him to get an edit, a promo edit trailer of some sorts. And I received this text message from him today, following our conversation. It says here, killer job making the Grifties happen live. Lots of laughs. The promo edit is coming together nicely. I'm going hard on it. Pause. So I said, let's go. And thank you to Justin. So promo video coming soon. Shout out to Montoya Jabari. I see y'all in the chat. Shout out to Heather. Heather was in the building for the Grifties. Jay was in the building for the Grifties. And also, you guys, as the crowd, are MVP as well. So we appreciate you. Hold on a second. Want to take a look at some of the happenings happening in the world of blockchain. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's been a bit of controversy in the meme wars, in the meme, or I should say meme coins, okay? So the meme coins have taken on a new perspective, and it's interesting that Candace Owens comes to light during this because, well, actually, let's show you a few things here before we get into the Candace Owens. This is all primer for the Candace Owens story. But this is all primer. You know, we do big brain talk over here. You know, we talk money on this channel. We talk crypto on this channel. And I want to bring up a tweet here from Bitcoin Zay. Shout out to Bitcoin Zay. Hold on a second. Let's bring that on the screen. I should see it now. And here's some interesting developments you may or may not know about. So, okay, we have a crypto bit lord. Crypto bit lord says, it's important we all come together for solidarity. I encourage my fellow citizens to report Saul and the Solana Foundation to the Anti-Defamation League for hate crimes profiting off minority groups. It may seem like a joke, but Saul or Solana has become a breeding ground for terrorism. These racist memes may be used to fund extremism groups across the world, and I'm not okay with that. And what he's referring to here is, says here, this is on the front page of Saul, Racism, Terrorism, featuring transphobic and anti-gay propaganda. And basically what's happening on Saul, many people, they print their, or I should say they mint their meme tokens on the Solana network. It's the great thing about crypto is you can make your own token. And some of these tokens they're expressing the N-word. Now, what some people are saying is that nobody really said much until the Nazi coin came out. Some of the anti-Semitic coins came out. And then people made a big fuss, right? So they're saying you didn't care when it was the N-word, but as soon as our beloved Jewish friends came into the crosshair, or became part of the meme situation, then there was an issue. Now, Bitcoin Zay has pushed back against some of this, and he says, you don't turn into a status. This is a free market. Let it happen and just ignore it. Okay. And I think that's a good take. We're not looking to cripple any blockchain network or company or anything like that, or any chain. We're not looking to do that. That's not what crypto's about. Crypto's definitely about free market and choice and freedom of association. So we're not doing that. We're not canceling that. In fact, I thought about making a racist coin. I did think about it. My morals have gotten the best of me. So I have not pulled the trigger on that yet. But if times get rough, I might need y'all to buy a racist meme coin. Next, CoinGecko just dropped the top 30 trending coins on CoinGecko. And guess who made the list? Syscoin. Can't wait to see some of the meme coins created on the Syscoin network. And that is also possible. And here, Syscoin is boasting $191 million, called $192 million market cap. They're the YAR trending at number 17 on CoinGecko. This is another example of Hotep's been told you. Really stellar team, absolute geniuses behind this project with Jag and Patrick and Alex. Absolute geniuses behind this project. They do phenomenal work. I think the next big milestone for them would be getting listed on Coinbase. I think that would be phenomenal for the community as well as Syscoin and the entire network, the miners, people running nodes, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully Coinbase does list them at some point. Coinbase, list Syscoin, please. You guys are missing out on so much by not listing Syscoin. Just missing out on so much. So much. So shout out to Syscoin, making waves. It's been a wonderful journey so far. I can't wait to see what this looks like. Excuse me, years from now. I cannot wait to see what this looks like. Let's take a look at Coin Market Cap and see what the chart on Syscoin looks like. Hold on. Let me switch browser windows. Bing, bong, boom. Here we go. Open that up. And here we have a bit of a consolidation period. If we look back on, go look at the 1 month chart here. Here's the 1 month chart for Syscoin. And it looks like all roads lead to green. At least that's what it appears to be. Okay. Past 7 days, obviously we had the big boom last week. So there's been a bit of a correction. Looks like they've hit a floor. The floor looks to be somewhere around 22 cents. Seems to be a floor, but maybe we're in a consolidation phase here, and then we go up from here. Me being the shark that I am, I always look for opportunities for, I want Bitcoin to be at $1 so I can accumulate a whole bunch, because I know there's always going to be a rebound, and you always want to buy in the red. So don't be the person that buys in the green and goes, I bought at the top and now it's down. I lost so much money. Ladies and gentlemen, you never lose until you sell. Okay. So hold on to your kufi. All right. That being said, should we dive right into the topic of the day? Should we dive right into it? Of course not. We're going to start off here with one of your favorite grifters, Shawn King. Shawn King. Daily Mail publishes and says Shawn King is disinvited from Ramadan event and accused of using Islam as a grift after launching $1,000 a ticket speaking tour a day after converting to solidarity with people of Gaza. Okay. Let's open up the article here. Says the Minnesota branch of the Council on American Islamic Relations, aka CARE, had invited controversial activist Shawn King to speak at a fundraiser dinner. Due to the backlash from their community, CARE just said hours after announcing King as a guest speaker that they had disinvited the 44-year-old. King and his wife converted to Islam in solidarity with Palestine at the start of Ramadan, with critics accusing him of using the religion as a grift. I'd just like to say congratulations to people for coming to their senses and canceling this guy and his tour, which appears to be an obvious grift. Running to Islam at a time like this, at a time when many of his detractors, many of his detractors are hot on his heels, hot on his grift as he makes a pivot and looks for shelter within Islam. So shout out to them for recognizing the grift and not allowing the grift to persist. Keeping in the same vein of politics, let's talk about hip hop and Trump. Hip hop and Trump. Things are heating up in the world of hip hop and Trump. A lot of it is being spearheaded by one Miss Candace Owens. We have a tweet here from Music and Builds. Shout out to Music and Builds. We are mutual followers of each other. And he says the Democrats wanted to use Glorilla to pander for votes, but it kind of backfired on them this time. A hood chick from Memphis more than likely don't give a damn about voting. The lady to the left was looking like this dumb N-word here. Let's go to the tape and see what exactly transpired during this CNN interview with a rapper by the name of Glorilla. Let's play the tape.
Did they talk to you about what they wanted politically? Did they want your endorsement? Did they want you to help people get out the vote?
Hey, you know, that ain't got nothing to do with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden. But, you know, I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying, talk politics, but I love the president, you know what I'm saying? I love everybody, and at the end of the day got to end.
So, you can say a lot about people. You can say a lot about rappers. You can say a lot about the chick rappers, but mama ain't raised no fool. Glorilla has shown that she is quite astute when it comes to reading the room, especially when it comes to politics. She is a rapper who understands the power of publicity, as this is going to help album sales, and her price is going to go up. Her booking fee should go up after visiting the White House, but she received an invitation to the White House. She obliged. She went to the White House, as a good grifter should. You know, why would you turn down such a good grift like that, right? But then when CNN says, okay, we got to have her on, we need these sound bites, we need her to say she supports the Democrats, blah, 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 blah. Glorilla's like, pump your brakes, shorty. Pump your brakes, shorty. My name's Bennett, and I ain't in it.
This a real Hotep brother.
That's real Hotep of her to read the room and recognize that I will not be co-signing the Democrats. I simply used the invitation to the White House as a grift to ingratiate myself in more dollar signs, more zeros in my bank account. I got to say congratulations to Glorilla for reading the room and understanding the job that had to be done here, and she performed excellently. I have a feeling this woman, I hate to put words in people's mouths or make wrong assumptions, but in this case, I'm going to say if she does vote, she's going to go behind that curtain and she's going to vote for Mr. 45, soon to be Mr. 47. Shout out to Glorilla. Do not doubt the hip-hop community. The hip-hop community is quite intelligent, and they will not be laid. All right. All right. Let's get into the story of the day. Candace Owens. Shout out to Matthew Aaron, busting my cherry pause with the $20 super, almost to our goal now, almost halfway to our goal of $58. He says, set to receive my first order of flow in Apex. Salute to the work you doing, bro.
This a real Hotep brother.
Hotep, Matthew.
Hotep.
He's got that Flowpex coming to his house. If you guys don't know, Apex plus Flow. Flow plus Apex is Flowpex. Shout out to that brother for getting in to the Men of Order game. As you know, we are launching a new product soon. The order has been placed for the packaging. We're waiting on that. Once that lands at the distributor, we will be releasing our new and great product. Look out for that. Shout out to the team over at menoforder.com. QR code on the screen does save you 30%. You'll see that applied at checkout. And the link in the description box below does the same. No coupon code needed, but the coupon code is Grift Report. It's just a little bit of give back for the people who watch the show. All right. We should start here. Let's go to the tape. It says here, must watch Candace Owens' final segment at the Daily Wire. Gotta say, man, how that money's flowing. Look at that top. Shorty is dripped down. Let's listen to what Candy has to say.
In a few weeks, I will be out to Israel and I will be out to Gaza, and I will be able to report to you guys what it is that I actually see. But I also...
Wait, what? Wait a second. She's going to Gaza? I don't know if that's a good idea. Especially not after all of this. That can't be a good idea. Is that a good idea, y'all? Is that safe? If there's at any moment where her life would be in danger, it's definitely going to be on her trip to Gaza. You definitely... Now is not the time to go to Gaza. Candace, what are we doing? Watch your back. Bring some security. Damn. Prayers up for Candace. Prayers up for Candace. Hopefully she goes to Gaza. I know she's going with journalists. And I have a feeling that's going to be a huge shit show. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully I'm wrong. But I have a feeling it's going to be a huge shit show. Let's go back to the tape.
So want to say this because it's so important.
Now, on the topic of her going to Gaza, I know that there have been rumors of Israel paying influencers to publish positive reports on the nation of Israel. I can neither confirm nor deny the existence of that type of quid pro quo. However, if that does exist, and that may mean that there's some resistance on the other end. It means there could be some resistance saying that, well, maybe if we're paying to create positive PR around the nation state of Israel, then maybe there is an effort to suppress that type of information, which is why I say, Candy, gotta be safe. Okay. Shout out to Kelson, $33 on 33 on a Friday. Appreciate you. We have hit our goal. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the mic and why it's low all of a sudden. The settings have not been changed. I don't know what's going. You know what it probably stems from? I know what this probably stems from. Hold on a second. I think it stems from when I did the update. And it could be something when I updated the software. How do I go into filter? Okay, filters. The mic sounds fine? Sounds fine? All right, good. All right, I'll leave it alone. Cool. All right, let's go back to the tape.
I am team God. Okay? I'm team God. I do not fear the media. I do not fear journalists. I do not fear AIPAC. I don't fear big pharma. What I actually fear is God. I think that one day we are all going to have to account for the things that we have done and the things that we have said. And I want to make sure that I am not a person that is parroting lies. The fear of losing your job, encouraging some people to spit out lies, I don't think that works in the end, right? I think you got to check your priorities. And so with that said, I want to thank everybody who has been on this journey with me, people that have supported me. I especially want to thank all of the Jewish people that have been in the comments saying how outraged they are. And I know that it is especially difficult for you guys right now because you are being smeared, you know? I mean, I'm not going to go away. I'm going to use my God-given voice to talk about the things that are important for me. And I'm just asking to be left alone, or at least just report the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. But don't worry, because we will see you tomorrow for a brand new episode.
Unfortunately, I don't think we got that new episode. Candace Owens' account reports, it says, the rumors are true. I am finally free. Wow. What the hell? All right, there's definitely something going on with audio. Anyway, let me see something.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
All right, hold on. Maybe there's some suppression. Hold on. All right, let me see something. Oh, well, that's weird. Anyway, she says, the rumors are true. I am finally free. If you would like to support my work, you can head to CandaceOwens.com where you will be directed to my locals page, or you can go to gocandace.com. There will be many more. Let's go to the next tweet. I believe this is a thread. No, it's not a thread. Okay. Jeremy Boring, I believe he's one of the founders or CEOs of Daily Wire. Jeremy says Daily Wire and Candace Owens have ended their relationship. Cernovich says when you only have run playbook. Oh, I think he means one. Okay, when you only have one playbook, you keep running it. The ADL smeared good people for years. You'd think after October 7th, they'd understand who really hates Jews versus who is neutral on Israel and doesn't really care and proceed accordingly. But nope, oh well, not my problemo. What did the ADL say? Let's go see what Alpha Delta Lima has said in regard to Candace Owens. Here we go. All right. So they said white supremacist and Holocaust denier Nick Fuentes is praising Candace Owens' vitriolic anti-Semitism. It's hardly surprising, but it does set off alarm bells. When bigoted people come together and push an anti-Semitic agenda, it adds fuel to the fire of hate. Let's see. So they published a whole article. Damn. Shit. How long is it? Oh, they got a clip of Nick on here talking shit. Should we play the clip of Nick talking shit? Y'all want to hear the clip of Nick talking shit? Talking his shit. Let's see what this says here. Candace Owens has been singling out Jewish people for attack in recent weeks. She recently liked a post that asked a rabbi she is feuding with whether he is drunk on Christian blood again. She liked this tweet, really? Let's see, what's the tweet? Like any... So the tweet here it says February 20th, Rabbi, are you drunk on Christian blood again? It says Candace Owens has liked this tweet. Oh man, it's getting juicy and spicy. She also said that there is a Jewish gang in Hollywood committing horrific things. Suggested Jews are going to be blamed if TikTok is banned and railed against DC Jews and rot in the Jewish community. Let's see what the post actually says. Do they have a copy of it here, or they got the clip? Okay.
So let's fast forward to this being published yesterday in the Times of Israel. It reads, the Jewish Federations and the Anti-Defamation League have accused TikTok of allowing anti-Semitism, and anti-Israel talk is in fact banned. There is no question that
clear as day. We have a generational problem. I can't really say I'm the right before barely.
All right, so there you have it. That is the current narrative on TikTok. And by the way, that is one of 3 reasons that I am against the TikTok ban. Because number 1, it will in fact lead to more anti-Semitism. Because when you have someone who is not liked, by the way, by Democrats and Republicans.
About it. This leaked recording is from about 4 or 5 months ago. It's Jonathan Greenblatt. He is.
Let's go back. Got bored, sorry. What does it say here? This is part of a long-standing pattern from Owens. She previously defended her friend, the rapper Ye, after he posted he would go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, saying, if you're an honest person. Okay, so yeah, that was the Ye stuff. Owens' recent commentary has caught the attention of notorious anti-Semite Nick Fuentes, who said in the show that he has been in a full-fledged war against the Jews. Fuentes is a white supremacist leader who attended the deadly 2017 Unite the Right white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, called for a white uprising to install Trump as a dictator, and generated a lengthy list of bigoted statements, including his recent exhortation of Jews to get the F out of America. He is also a Holocaust denier. In November 2022, just days after announcing his 2024 run for president. Oh, yeah, you're talking about when Nick and them met with Trump. All right, let's go to the tape. I know y'all want to see the tape. Y'all want to see the tape, don't y'all? Let's go to the tape.
So we're locked in. We're going to be watching this Candace Owens interview with a rabbi, where Candace Owens has just been on a tear lately. She has been in a full-fledged war against the Jews, and specifically some of these Zionist rabbis. And I've been watching her evolution. It's been remarkable to witness.
Shout out to Vinzinger, member for 3 months.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Says, didn't Candace Owens start a doxing website? Damn, y'all going way back. That was not Candace Owens. That was Red Pill Black, okay?
I'm going to watch this Candace Owens debate. So the background on this, Candace Owens has just been at war with the Jewish mafia lately. I kind of did a quick background on this last
Is that true? She's been at war with the Jewish mafia? Is that true?
week. I covered it on my show. And the timeline's pretty long. I guess it goes all the way back to her relationship with Ye during Ye 24, which was I guess insufficiently disavowed Kanye when she came out and basically on Twitter by Shmuley on Twitter calling him filth. And then I guess this other rabbi called her an anti-Semite. So she invited him onto her show to debate. And, well, this is the debate. So we're going to watch and react to it. I don't know if we'll watch the whole thing because it's like 2 hours, but we'll see how it goes. I guess she did a pretty good job, and the rabbi was pretty unlikable. So,
all right, everybody, let's jump right into this. A very exciting episode for you today. Here in my hands, I am holding an article that was published by PJ Media. The title is, Let's Be Honest, Candace Owens is a Jew-hating bigot. It was written by a rabbi, Rabbi Michael Barclay. So I read this article, and honestly, there are only two options here. Either this rabbi is genuinely ignorant of everything that I have ever said, in which case I'm happy to clarify it because he will be joining us on today's episode, or the other option is he's completely aware of the things that I have said, and he is just a monster. I'm excited to find out when we sit down here with Rabbi Barclay. That's what we have coming up on Candace Owens.
love it. This is the face of total Jewish defeat. She
by
won.
Barclay. That's what we have coming up on Candace Owens.
I love it. I love that. I love how all the Jews have to watch this show. This is the face, dude. No. But this is the face of a total Jewish defeat. We have to stand. Go off, girly. We fucking got your back, Candace. Eat them up. Eat them up. They're filth.
The viewers and creators of Hotep content condemn all the words and actions of Nick Fuentes. Let's make that clear. Shout out to all my good Jewish folks.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Anti-Semitism will not be tolerated on this platform. I condemn the actions of Candace Owens. Anti-Semitism. Her anti-Semitism is disgusting.
It's very striking appearance. I love it. Ben Shapiro has to watch this. This You see a face like mine looking down. Yeah. She's eating. I love how the intro is so generic, but it's like she's going full 1488. She's going, well, no, she's really more going full 88. The intro is so just like, chill, hey, it's just like a regular talk show, and every show she's just like, unholy rabbi, filth.
So he mentions here full 88, 1488, 14, which is shorthand for 14 words, 88, which stands for Hail Hitler. So it's some anti-Semitism tropes, etc., etc. So yeah, so the ADL's on her neck. Let's go back. We got some more. Got some more commentary from the people. Hold on a second. Let me pull some of this stuff on your screen here in just a moment. Take that out. Tariq Nasheed has made comments. Let's see what Tariq Nasheed has said about all this. And I can't wait to get to our callers today. If you want to get on the phone lines and make a comment, text Hotep your name to 202-596-5631. Text Hotep your name to 202-596-5631. No wonder Candace Owens has been sounding like the black grassroots lately. She is slowly trying to rebrand herself as the spook who sat by the door because she knew Zaddy was going to drop the axe on her. Damn.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
You guys think that's true? Do you think that Tariq Nasheed is take here is accurate here? Do you think she knew she was going to leave the Daily Wire and then she's trying to do a rebrand? Do you think that's accurate? I think it's quite plausible. Quite plausible. I wouldn't say that's I wouldn't say that's some of Tariq Nasheed's wildest takes. Probably close to the truth, maybe. We have some reactions from the Hotep community. Okay, so people are discussing what's going to happen with Candace Owens following her departure from the Daily Wire. Candace, in regard to the Candace Owens situation, Hotep Goldstein, aka the Haitian vegetarian, this nigga's a clown. He says Hotep Jesus running into Candace at Fox in about 2 weeks.
Sister, you can always come home. Sister, you can always come home.
Classic episode from the television sitcom Martin. Classic black entertainment. Classic comedy. Now, I was tagged in quite a few tweets this morning. And one of those, I'm going to put it on the screen here in just a moment, comes from a Duke Lucas. And we're going to need some crowd participation here from you guys. Now, let's keep in mind her husband is worth $140 million. So Candace Owens ain't begging for a job from anybody. Let's just be clear. He's not begging for a job from anybody. Nicolette Hernandez, thank you for the $10 super. Says, who predicted this last night? Hotep Jesus, because Hotep's been told you. Shout out to Nicolette. She knows that this take has been made on this show many moons ago. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the Hotep's been told you moment in just a second here. Hold on to your koofies. I do want to take a look at this tweet here from Duke Lucas. And I would like to say that Duke Lucas seems to have overstepped his boundaries as it pertains to Hotepistan and Candace Owens' citizenship in Hotepistan. And he says, hey, Candy, there's a place for you with the Hoteps whenever you're ready. Just contact one of these good brothers. And he contacts the Titans of Hotepistan. So what does the Titans say? Well, here we have Hotep Goldstein. Hotep Goldstein is Well, as he says here, as head of the Department of Immigration and Naturalization, I can assure you, real Candace Owens, that any applications for citizenship to Hotepistan will be processed with the fairest and most balanced approach possible by this guy. And he posts this video here of Dr. Umar. Let's take a look.
Hospital for raccoons like you. We need a mental health hospital for raccoons like you.
Strong Dad chimes in and says, bro, absolutely not. Strong Dad does not co-sign Candace Owens. Duke Lucas responds that she needs Hotep rehabilitation. You guys are the best. Here we have a meme of me, Hotep Jesus, a.k.a. the Mayo Wrangler. From Chad, he says, since she has already crossed over, she needs the Mayo Wrangler. Brody says, are we on the same side or aren't we? Okay. So let's go ahead and do a little crowd participation here and start a poll. We're going to start a poll in the crowd before we get into more commentary about the Candace Owens situation. Candace Owens, Hotepistan, immigration application. And we're going to put the options as denied and approved. I just want to see what the audience says here. The audience, the faithful viewers of the Grift Report, and see what they say. Candace Owens, Hotepistan immigration policy. And then I'm going to give you my diatribe here on Candace Owens. Okay. First of all, let's just give people a bit of visual aid. That's what we want to do here. Let's give you a nice visual aid here as I begin to dial in on the events surrounding Candace. Okay. First of all, I would like to say that many people have been tagging me and saying that I called this. And as much as I would love to take credit for being right, I can't do that in great conscience. In fact, I don't remember what my predictions surrounding Candace Owens have been. I simply just don't know what they have. Maybe you guys can tell me what I said. Chat can find a clip of what I said. But I would like to give credit to, first, Hotep Goldstein, and then second to Rudy, and then third, probably Uncle Hotep somewhere in there. But as a collective, this is a Hotep's been told you moment. Okay. Before there was any conflict with the rabbis, before there was a Joe Budden interview, before there was a Breakfast Club interview, Hotep's been told you Candace Owens was leaving Daily Wire. When she first had the spat with Daily Wire and the back and forth with Ben Shapiro, the Hotep said, nope, she's leaving. They said, no, she's staying. And the Hotep said, nope, she'll be leaving. She just has to figure out her exit. So if you watch the Grift Report, I know some of you are new viewers here today, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button for the greatest show on the planet. But if you are a viewer of this show, you knew she was leaving months ago, if not sometime in 2023, where we predicted that she would be leaving Daily Wire, even though many people pushed back and said, no, she's not going to leave. You know, Daily Wire wouldn't do that and all this stuff. And we're like, yeah, okay, bro. Yeah, right. We know the writing on the wall. So there's several ways to look at this situation. Let's go deep tinfoil Kufi. Deep tinfoil Kufi says, Candace Owens leaving Daily Wire really has nothing to do with any animosity towards Daily Wire. Deep tinfoil Kufi take says, Candace Owens leaving Daily Wire is about a theory from Adam Weishaupt. Adam Weishaupt says, when the people have no leader, we will give them one. Shout out to Jonah Ryan. Jonah Ryan would corroborate that statement and that quote. And basically, what some people are purporting, not Hotep Jesus, some people are purporting is that this is fake beef. This is manufactured WWE beef to counterbalance Con Inc., to create some balance in Con Inc. Basically saying we are going to pretend as if there's beef. She's going to be released, or she's going to leave Daily Wire and appear to be an independent voice. And this same take could be said for Tucker, right? Some people would say, well, Tucker left Fox and it's not a real beef. I don't know if I agree with that. I think he actually does have real beef with Fox because of the lawsuit, et cetera, et cetera. But again, controlled opposition. I don't know. I don't know about that with Tucker. Maybe. But this could be a situation where Candace Owens is controlled opposition. And so what's the goal of that? Well, the goal is to keep Gaza, the conflict of Gaza, in your brain, okay? Some people have reported that anti-Semitism is manufactured in order to create more anti-Semitism, in order for Congress to legislate against the First Amendment. This is what many people have theorized. And maybe there's something to that. I don't know. So that's one way to look at this situation. Candace Owens is leaving to become independent so that they can corner the market, they being Con Inc. She's sort of fake going rogue. She's a double agent, so to speak. Well, she wouldn't be a double agent. She would just be undercover agent. So she's moving over to black media and creating or filling the void in black media with lack of existence of a right-wing opinion, a right-wing thought leader. So basically saying, before we allow the black community to elect or select a right-wing voice, a conservative voice, we're going to give them a conservative voice. Okay, so this is a theory that some people are purporting, and we're going to go to phone lines and see what people say about some of these theories and what their theories are. I'm sure Goldstein's going to call in, and Rudy's going to call in, and Strong Dad's going to call in, and we're going to hear from them as well. So make sure you stick around after the commercial break. It's a 60-second break, and then we're going to come right back to the phone call. So hopefully you're here with us. But what people are saying is that, well, Candace Owens could be controlled opposition to control black thought. Sort of saying, we don't want the blacks getting too conservative. We don't want them getting too far right. We don't want them doing too much thinking. So let's give them Candace before they elect, well, one of the Hoteps. What if the black community was like, hey, we're ready for Strong Dad or Uncle Hotep or Goldstein or Hotep Jesus or Uncle Hotep. We want to select or elect a Hotep. It may even be somebody like Umar or Tariq Nasheed or, somebody else. But it's like, hey, before they get a new Khalid Muhammad in here, who's going to really, be a proponent of black nationalism, let's give them a leader. So that's one way to look at this, okay? So let's put that's the conspiracy theory aside. Let's come to a more practical or logical take. Let's assume that the beef between her and Daily Wire is real. Well, a lot of this comes back to the fact that, again, Candace Owens is married to a man who's worth $140 million. So she does not need to take a job from Massa. Okay, so if she does take a job from Massa, it's because she's probably got a nice contract, right? A lot of this stems from the fact that we are seeing that legacy media is dying. We are seeing that media companies as a whole don't offer much for independent voices. Especially if they've already built up a following. Candace has built up a following of over 1 million followers, if not more. So she doesn't need Tenet Media, Daily Wire, Blaze, or anybody else. She can go indie, and the person who really pioneered that lane is Tucker. So what we're probably going to see is, what I'm guessing is what we're going to see is we're going to see Candace Owens join X, just as Tucker Carlson has, and start producing content and working with Elon Musk. That's my guess. She goes indie and goes the X route, the Twitter show route. Okay. I'm not sure if she'll be, a solo voice, or if she's going to do interviews, or a mix of the two. But I think, independent from a business perspective is the best route for Candace Owens right now. You don't want a boss. You just had a boss. You went from TPUSA was your boss to Daily Wire was your boss. Did she have any bosses in between? I think that's the only two companies I've seen her work with. So she's at the point now where, now let's come back to that, right? So Candace Owens has grifted the Con Inc. and risen to phenomenal heights in her career. And now she's like, now that I've amassed this following, I can talk my shit. There's nothing you can do. I got a husband who's worth $140 million. I'm a voice. People are glued in. I can switch my narrative up and go the black route. I can get the black crowd, as you can see after her Breakfast Club interview. Many people, some black people have been gluing into her content and saying, oh, well, she's right, and this is the Candace Owens I like. So maybe there's some sort of welcoming committee or fanfare in the black community for Candace Owens so she can add some of that rhetoric. One thing I saw from a Breakfast Club interview is Candace Owens said, black people create the best music, and I'm willing to debate that. And she went on to say after that, or she said it during the Joe Budden interview, that this is what she talks about on her show. And I don't know if she's ever been with Con Inc. and explicitly said black people make better music than everybody else. I don't know if she's ever said that in a Con Inc. I don't think it'd be welcomed in Con Inc. I don't think so. I feel like Republicans would have canceled her ass. The red whites would have canceled her ass. At least for a day or an hour, there would be some vitriol and some pushback. But she's gone to black media and has said that, which makes her appear a bit of a black nationalist. And then they have some pushback about her marrying a white husband. And she basically said, well, I'm a geek and he's a geek, so we married based upon ideology and not skin color. And I don't see skin color, and I don't look at my baby as being white or black or mixed. It's just my baby. Okay? But the fact of the matter is, Candace Owens is more powerful, free and independent, because when you have handlers, they tell you what you can and cannot say. Okay? So there's that angle. I want to repeat myself and say that the Hoteps did predict that she would be leaving Daily Wire many months ago, probably fourth quarter, third quarter, 2023. Many people in this community have made that prediction. Okay, so that this has now come to light and has manifested in reality, and that's what people are. This is some of the biggest news. She's trending like number 2 right now on the internet. I'm sorry, on X. What does it say here? She was number 2. Kendrick Lamar dropped a diss track. She dropped to number 6. Kendrick Lamar is trending higher than her. What else? What else can I say about this whole Candace Owens thing? Well, let me give my personal opinion. And obviously, when I give my personal opinion, I have to consider the fact of who's watching and who could be watching it. This is very much, as a content creator, as one of the more prominent content creators in this space, I have to be careful with what I say. And I don't have to be careful what I say because of me, but because of who I represent and my connections. Okay, so I do want to be very respectful, very, very respectful. Candace Owens and the platform that she's built. Okay, so my first thought is just not. I should not share that thought. That thought's not going to. What's my second thought here? All right, that's not going to work either. Okay, how do I say something nice? Oh, this is challenging. How do I say something nice about this debacle? All right. No, don't say that. All right. Ooh. All right, let's go to the poll first, then we'll come back. The poll has said she's approved. She's approved in Hotepistan. 69% says Candace Owens' Hotepistan immigration application has been approved. That's what 69%. 30% have denied her application. Okay. 30% have denied her application. Spotless said, stop dancing. Listen. Spotless, yo. Let me get my politics off. You know what I'm going to do? I think this is the best way to handle my personal commentary. The best way to handle my personal commentary is for you to be specific as an audience. Super chat your question, call in, ask your question about Candace Owens, and let's have discourse about this. And then I think that's the best way to give my opinion on this. These are the votes of Red Whites from Fox News. She's too big for the Hotep platform? What do you mean she's too big for the Hotep platform? What does that mean? Spencer says she's waitlisted. Okay. What does that mean she's too big for the Hotep platform? The Hotep platform has enough space for everyone. We had some supers. Let me read the supers. Strong Dad says, hold up, I want my credit ASAP. Black Mile Hotep said 3 years ago in Super Chat that Candace would do this once she or her stay was used up. Yeah, well, Strong Dad, I did give you your credit. I did say you predicted this, so you definitely deserve your flowers. Strong Dad says, Candace Owens is a Trojan horse to any movement. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
The Senator Loki with the $5 super says Candy is the key to the correction of white women, which is far more important than salty feelings because she has a white man behind her. Damn. So she's correcting white women. That's interesting. She's a counterbalance to that. Lauren says, call me Lil Kim because I got no time for fake ones. Oh, man.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Spotless says she can come, but that husband got to donate half that fortune off top. So we're asking for a bit of a dowry in some fundraising in order to come along with her application. We need a check along with that application. I like how you think. The female Hotep community has spoken. So I suppose I can let her appear in a Hotep platform to be tested. Steph says people are out here risking their livelihoods because they stand on business in the face of backlash. And Candace chose talking points over people. Absolutely not. Steph is not accepting her application. Know thyself. Suspect this is all suspect. This has to be red, white. All right, let's go to the phone calls. Let's stop dilly-dallying. Let's get right to the business. Let's make this spicy. It always gets spicy. You know, some people check out when the phone calls start. The smart ones stay when the phone calls start because that's when things get really spicy. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the phone lines right now. Text Hotep in your name at 202-596-5631. We're going to start off with Goldstein. We're going to have Goldstein call in, and I'll be right back after this short, brief commercial break.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Views and opinions expressed by Hotep Jesus are those of Hotep Jesus and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Hotep Nation or any of its officials. If you have any questions about this disclaimer, please contact our Office of General Counsel via the sheet of the pound.
Goldstein on a check-in. Goldstein, what's happening, bro? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. What's going on to the chat? What's going on to you?
Life is good. Life is good. Hotep. So you, correct me if I'm wrong, but you did predict that this was coming at some point. When did you say this? Was it a few months ago, last year? When did you know this moment for Candace Owens' career was coming?
It was a little while back. I don't quite remember.
Okay.
I've always felt that, and I've said this before on the show, but that first wave of niggas who was for Trump, her, Bryson Gray, a few other motherfuckers,
She was
right?
the second wave.
She was the second wave?
She was the second wave. Candace Owens was a never Trumper.
This is true. But I'm just saying, like, way back when it was like maybe 18. Right around that time when it started to kind of take off, right?
Okay. Yes.
For the 20s.
Okay. Yes. Yep.
Right. She was one of them, right up in that mix of motherfuckers trying to make this shit like a pop culture phenomenon.
Yes.
That whole class of individuals, they've all moved in the same direction if you sit back and observe it.
Okay. I see where you're going.
So I've often felt that this was inevitable with her. You know what I mean? When I started seeing certain rhetoric pop up, and this was before October 7th, you hear certain rhetoric, certain things are happening, you know, certain people who are affiliated with her and other individuals start fucking kind of leaving the reservation on what's considered normal within the movement. And you just kind of see that trend.
Yeah.
All that first class of niggas is all moving in the same direction.
Right.
They become the magical Negroes of those talking points when that shit takes hold in the media as the motherfucking prevalent viewpoint. And I will say that's going to happen probably in the next 5 to 10 years.
Wait, what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years?
The shift in the media will be complete to where they will be the new face of the right wing, so to speak.
Who's they?
These religious nuts.
Okay.
Like just off the wall. You know what I mean?
So Christian nationalism.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're trending everything spiritual in their talking points. Like they're blurring the lines of politics and spiritual. When that happens throughout history, it's always been a fucking recipe for disaster. But the people who have to endure that shit, they go through it. Anytime a motherfucking society starts to trend towards religious extremism, it doesn't matter what the religion, motherfucking, the shit is tragic. And everything is overdone here. Everything is overdone here. This is America. This is the land of fucking overdone.
Correct.
So when that shit happens, it's going to tilt so far right that she's going to be considered moderate. Her and Bryson and all them other fools, they're going to be considered moderate. And fucking, it's just going to be a fucking mess at that point. Just watch what I'm saying. Because it happened with the left. This is why you see a woke right, because the same infiltration is happening. Same fucking play is happening. The same shit that pushed the government to an extremely fucking absurd leftist fucking point where they're kneeling over fucking dashiki with dashikis on and shit. The same spirit that pushed them that far that way, that's equally as far the opposite direction over the course of the next 5 to 10 years. But that direction is No bueno. They don't call that shit the Dark Ages for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've always felt. That's why I've always felt this was inevitable for her, because she's part of that class.
Yeah.
You know?
Her application to Hotepistan. Approved,
Yes.
denied, waitlisted. How are you handling that, sir?
I'm handling this in probably the most responsible fashion that I can.
Real quick. Hold that thought. Ladies and gentlemen, in Hotepistan, I would like this moment, this interaction between me, Goldstein, and Strong Dad. I would like for y'all to understand this is how the dictator relationship works with the board of advisors. Goldstein being head of immigration and naturalization. I'd like y'all to understand this is how this discourse would look like in Hotepistan. I'm sorry, sir. Proceed.
Yes, indeed. So I would like this to reflect kind of the tradition we take on in the SEC, where if you get busted for fucking around with stocks, you can't fuck around with stocks no more.
Yeah.
So upon her admission to Hotepistan, if she checks out, she can never be, ever be a part of anything even remotely close to considered media.
Wait. You're saying that her admission into Hotepistan means pretty much a verbal censure.
That's right, because you've already proven yourself irresponsible with the ability to fucking persuade people. You've used your powers for the dark side. You can no longer ever be trusted in that arena, but I'm pretty sure you could bake a mean fucking cake or some shit. So we're not just going to completely exclude you. Everybody has value to some degree, but yours clearly isn't in media. So yes, you can come to Hotepistan, but no, you can never, ever be anything remotely close to any type of information purveyor within our society.
Yeah. Damn. I like that. That's a rather interesting way to handle that. I'm not opposed to that. I can't say I'm opposed to that. That's intriguing. Matt Earth Theory has an interesting way to handle this as well. He says she has to marry into Hotepistan.
Huh.
What are your thoughts on? Because that's profound, right? It's basically saying that you have to divorce your husband and then marry a Hotep, which means a Hotep has to be willing to take you on as his wife. That's rather interesting. And now you'd have to produce Hotep babies. Little Hotep candies. Little Hotep candies. Okay. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts?
I like that, but I think if that's the route we go, the primary focus should be on recruiting her husband into Hotep, so that way the money comes with him.
Ooh.
This a real Hotep brother.
So
get him on the level.
Get him down. So we got to convert Mr. Farmer into a Hotep. Shout out to Hotep Farmer. Continue.
Ain't he British?
He British.
that bitch is into royalty, nigga. She ain't worried about Ben Shapiro, nigga. That bitch is fucking with the queen in now.
Exactly.
She ain't worried about Ben Shapiro.
See, Candace Owens smart.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna get me a white man, I'm getting one from the core nation, the spearhead of Western civilization, the crown. Now, Know Thyself asks a really good question. He says, "Yeah, I don't think that leads to infiltration."
Anything can potentially lead to infiltration, but I think that people who already have the microscope on their ass are least likely to. It's the motherfuckers we ain't watching that's going to be more likely to do it. But her, nah, foot on her neck the entire time.
Yeah, you wouldn't even be able to use her because we'd have so many cameras on her ass and agents watching her. Yeah, you're right. They wouldn't even be able to do that.
You know what I think she would be a good candidate for? This is what I think Candace Owens' mission, and this is why she don't hit, like you say, she don't hit as hard as she should in the media sphere anyway. She's like highly overrated. It's because her strong point, I think, is motivational shit. That's her strong point because she talks from a very emotional place about every fucking thing. And I know that's a goddamn woman's trait. Okay. I know that. Yeah. But what makes her intriguing is the fact that she's willing to wear that trait in ways that most women ain't. But it's the same fucking trait. So you just market it a little different.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think she would be better at fucking motivational shit for women, motivational shit for black women. She'd be like a supreme Iyanla Van Zandt.
A supreme Iyanla?
Yeah.
I can see that.
She'd be like, because she's young, Iyanla old, she's still talking to a whole other generation.
Yeah.
Candace talked to this one. I think that's more her niche. Now, of course, you could have a political spin on that shit, but in Hotepistan, you bet not, because we will roll your ass up. Because we done already told you, don't be talking no bullshit in Hotepistan. So, right. But I'm saying, like, as far as going forward in her life now, I think that should be her motherfucking lane. Like, tone down on the political rhetoric.
That's not a bad idea at all. I could see her in that Iyanla Van Zandt lane. Like, she's bad cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, black women just have a natural inclination for that shit. That's why everything kind of trends in their direction.
Yeah.
They have a fucking source appealing about them. And everybody understands that to be the case. That's why the mammy is such a motherfucking symbol in this country. It's not just because it was racist Hollywood shit. It's because that symbolizes the motherfucking old earth. You know what I mean? I don't want to get too deep in all that shit. Never mind all that. Fact of the matter is, Candace Owens, sure, no media shit for you. You will be under review. Period of 10 years.
Damn.
10-year probationary period. Whereby which, if you are found to be practicing any witchcraft in Hotepistan, you forfeit your fortune.
Suspected
and you get your ass up out of there.
Damn.
Yeah.
He said, Jabari said Jonah, director of intelligence in Hotepistan, would be watching her. Man, if Jonah watching her, she definitely ain't doing shit.
Ain't nobody getting away with nothing fucking with Jonah. Jonah's kicking everybody's ass.
Oh, man. All right, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Sure, Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Let's get strong, Dad. We got to talk to the Titans of Hotep. Let's get strong, Dad, in here. Join the cult. Choose freedom. Send her to Memphis pronto. Marcus Watkins with the $2.99 super. Appreciate you. Appreciate you on the super. Shout out to all our supers today. Where my supers at? Let me shout out my supers. Marcus Watkins, descendant of Loki, strong dad. Nicolette Hernandez, Spotless, and Zulu, Lauren. Lauren said, I didn't even see this one. Zulu said, Candace going to Gaza now? I didn't even see.
Call from
Strong Dad.
Strong Dad, hold on. Lauren said, ask Candace what a Semitic person is. Lord Jesus.
Don't do that.
Strong Dad. Oh, wait. Jabari gifted 10 Hotep Jesus memberships.
Hotep. Hey.
Shout out to Jabari. Jay said, hold up, Goldstein. Don't send her into the Hotep kitchen with me unless she knows her recipes by heart. The Hotep kitchen skills must be in order. Damn. The Hotep kitchen queens are saying she hasn't even been permitted into the kitchen.
Good.
Damn, she got a lot of processes to go through before she gets full admission in Hotepistan.
We ain't seen her bake a piece of bread yet.
Strong Dad, Candace Owens, hypothetically, her application comes into Hotepistan for citizenship. Approved, rejected, conditional. Where are you at on all of it?
Rejected. Absolutely rejected.
Absolutely rejected.
Yes. Well, first of all, I will stand by Goldstein's decision since he is holding that position. And I will defer to his judgment. With that being said, if I were in that position, I would reject it outright. Just listen. On my YouTube,
hold on, real quick. I got to give the visual for the people. So we're sitting in Hotepistan. We're in this grand hall made of carved wood, and there's like ancient symbols of various different cultures. So we have glyphs on the wall. We have eagles like towering over the grand table. And
I'm wearing a toga.
This nigga got a toga on. And we have plates because we're going to obviously be dining. There's plates there. There's fine glassware. J.A. has just entered the room. She's wearing an apron. She's coming from the kitchen. We're having some hors d'oeuvres. This is the look and feel, right? And we have in front of me on ancient papyri, Candace Owens' application, because everything must be submitted on scrolls and handwritten. And we've passed it to Goldstein. Goldstein has submitted his conditions. We take her application, and Goldstein has stamped it with conditional. Boom. It's got the wax, and he takes his ring and he presses it into the wax, and it says conditional. Strong Dad grabs the application. It lands in front of Strong Dad. He grabs his ring and immediately rejects it.
That's right.
That's insane.
Absolutely. 4 years ago, exactly 4 years ago, I made like 5 rant videos in my car that are on my YouTube. And I called her and Tatum and all of them demagogues. And I said explicitly, when they're done with you, they'll move on to the next group of people. And I kept on that tirade until I took it to the show on a super chat. You know what I'm saying? I said that Daily Wire is going to cut her loose, or she's going to cut herself loose. Now, I've always known this. And the reason why is because I've recognized her inauthenticity, and she's the people who voted yes for her are probably the red whites who are fooled most by her fake authenticity. She's just not. She's not a real person. She is smart. She's ambitious, and most importantly, she is greedy enough to rise to the top of any movement. She's a leader of angst. She's a leader of angst disguised as thought. She promotes an agitated mind while assuming the air of like a whistleblower or an articulate thinker. Y'all, she is not fucking Plato. She is Rasputin. She is a magical death note. That's it. That's what she is.
Why did you bring Rasputin into this?
Because Rasputin was able, think about how powerful he was, how much he was able to convince the Romanovs.
He was official, though.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking away from her.
I would say, as someone who studied Russia, again, this is one of those unfair things, right? When you talk to Hotep Jesus, he's like, I've read 3 books on Rasputin, right? And Rasputin is somebody who has actually done the work.
He has done the work.
He would not have been a never Trumper. He's definitely more philosopher than her. And I think Rasputin gets a very bad rap and a very bad reputation.
He is, but that's what I mean.
That being said, history lesson, I think Candace might have been one of the sisters. Now, Rasputin, the thing about Rasputin is he used to run with the 3 sisters. And that's really who we're talking about here. In Rasputin's camp. But go ahead. I'm sorry. While I look this up, go ahead.
No, I personally believe that she is powerful enough to manifest as Rasputin manifested in the story that people know, not necessarily his history, right? In how we know Rasputin and what he was able to do and how his presence signed the death note of the Romanovs. That's the same thing that I see in Candace. You see what I'm saying? She is, maybe not to his caliber, but she is that version. She has that ability. She's good. I'll never take away someone's ability to grift powerfully. She definitely has a gauntlet for sure, but she's a very, very dangerous person. She can infiltrate another person's mind and infiltrate the movement through someone else. She, given enough power, she could do anything. And in Hotepistan, that's all you get is power. And I feel like we can't do that. But if Goldstein has conditions that are favorable, which I do believe, then I'll allow it.
Feels Good said he thought you said Rasputia.
Might as well be.
Oh man. Any questions for me, sir? In regard to Candace Owens, because I reserve my judgment and I reserve my commentary about Candace Owens, and I want people to call in with questions for me today. And the way I will do this is I'll answer everything frank and honest.
Do you believe that Candace Owens is taking the same path that Tatum took? Because Tatum was in her position at one point. And I think that she's just going his route, an independent thought leader to a small group of people, maybe not a massive following, but a following dumb enough to believe that authenticity, but not smart enough to realize she's not providing much. She's just saying old shit with a new rapper. That's
So what's the question?
That's the question.
Do I think she's going the same route as Brandon Tatum?
As Tatum. Maybe a little more popular. But still.
No. The answer is no. The answer is no.
Okay. Fair.
I feel like those two people cannot be compared. I believe that Candace Owens is at the perfect IQ. Okay. And there's a perfect IQ. So perfect IQ is where you're not too dumb and you're not too smart. Like you're smart enough to get over on everybody, but you're not smart enough to become Rasputin.
To get over on yourself.
Well, that's a good way to put it. But not smart enough to be a Rasputin, to be, that icon in history, that icon that transcends thousands of years instead of 50 years, right?
You think she has that?
Has what?
You think she has that kind of like that power?
No, I'm saying she does not. Like,
okay.
If you are super intelligent, you tend to transcend various generations, and I'm speaking of people like what some say is William Shakespeare's ghostwriter, Sir Francis Bacon, a real one, right? I don't believe she's going to be that type of person. She'll always be remembered as somebody who has mastered media. She's a media master, but her level of grift is unfair to compare a man to. In the world of media is dominated by women. Okay,
I agree. There's no contest.
You have the European man usually sits at the head, right? So the top show is going to be run by what people will call a white man. But the rest of the shows, your Good Morning Americas and your, nightly news show, your weather lady, right? All of these things, all the way down through to HR, is full of women, okay? So the reason that is it's just human nature. Like, we'd rather hear a female voice than a male voice. for certain messages. Also, no man really wants to sit there and look at another man. I'd rather look and at an attractive woman. And Candace Owens,
which is why God is a woman. Which is why God is a woman.
Yeah, correct. If there's a gender applied. So, Candace Owens is a woman. Many would say she's an attractive woman. So she has a certain privilege over somebody like a Brandon Tatum because of that. So because of that, you have to put them in two completely different categories.
I have a new question because you just kind of opened an avenue and a door opened in my mind. Do you think that she's just positioning herself for her later years where she runs some sort of position in some sort of office?
No. I believe
you don't think she's trying to go far?
Office? No.
Yeah, or any type of no?
No. Potentially, like when she hits 50, I could see her running, right? But I don't think she's looking at that as the goal. Like, no intelligent person no intelligent person goes into politics. Politics is usually for midwit.
What's that famous female interviewer? Isn't it like Barbara Walters or something like that? I can't remember what her name.
Barbara Walters.
You think she's maybe like a black version of that?
No.
No?
No. Where Candace Owens' goals in Candace Owens' mind is none of the above. Okay? Candace Owens wants to transcend labels. She wants to transcend the concept of politician. She wants to transcend the concept of, you got to remember, Candace Owens is a young lady and she was raised by people like Ye, and she rolls with people like Ye. So she's not going to be someone who says, oh, I want to be, the next Barbara Walters. She wants power and money in all ways possible. Not always possible, but always possible based upon her own preferences and skill set.
Yeah.
It just so happens that those things happen to be politics and media, right? But do I see her being like a hip hop commentator? No, that's definitely not her lane. But yeah, Candace is I think I answered the question.
And the things you said are also very good reasons as why she shouldn't be allowed on Hotepistan.
Okay.
Saying she'll have a child, and at night she'll sing lullabies about how to dismantle Hotepistan, and that child will come of age and assassinate one of us and become the new leader. It's come on now. Goldstein, keep up. I'm talking. Do we have like a warden, right? Like a you know what I'm saying? Someone that just like we need an officer that Goldstein can employ that's gonna just be right on her neck at all times, George Floyd style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, George Floyd.
That's
style.
it.
You ain't all right, man. Appreciate you, yo.
Yep. Hotep Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Hold on a second. Let me get Spotless in here. Then we're gonna go to Rudy. Right after that, I want to read some super chats here. Hold on. Let me bring them all up. I figured out how to do that now. So Jay, she's walked into the hall room. Strong Dad has 3 rings on his finger. The pinky ring is approved. The middle finger is conditional. I mean, the ring finger is conditional, and the middle finger is, the middle finger, it's FU. Application rejected. So he's just pressed his ring into the hot wax on her application. And Jay has entered the Hall of Hotepistan. We are, somebody mentioned robes. I would prefer during the meetings of immigration, we wear black robes. For different topics or different color robes.
Call from.
For this instance, we are going to do black robes. Spotless. I know you be having meetings, so I want to get you in here.
What's going on? I appreciate it. I ran away from because I'm gonna make this quick. I'm gonna make this quick, and then I'm gonna jump in this training. This meeting.
All right, let's get it.
All right, so I propose that I be name the Secretary of Husbandry or whatever.
Okay.
Because I could take Candace. If you notice, my name is Spotless Mind, and I can clean and sanctify her mind of the sickness that Strong Dad seems to be so afraid of.
What's her sickness?
No, not afraid, but wary. Not sickness, but I would say her the wickedly wise way that he described her.
Mm-hmm.
I could fix that, and she could be mine. That's why I said her husband. He would have to leave her, or he would have to. He can't come because he can't be married
he
in
can't come?
Pakistan. He can't come unless he, gives up half of that fortune, like I mentioned. Now, he can come, but he'll have to find a new wife somewhere else. Candy will have to be mine.
She would have to be your wife.
She'll have to be mine. Yeah, I could, distill her into the right kind of human being that could be useful to Hotep Nation. Absolutely, and she'll be spotless, be Candy spotless, and you guys to thank me for it. And I'll accept the children. I got mine, she got hers, and I think my wife will. She figure it out. But yeah, I think she could be saved. Wow. We shouldn't be throwing them away. She might need like about maybe 5 days of some like what is that movie, Clockwork Orange kind of treatment. You got to hold eyes open and watch a bunch of Hotep movies and books and all of these things. Yeah, we're gonna get her right.
Conditional.
We're gonna get her right.
Conditional. You're giving her conditional.
Conditional. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with him. And one more thing, because I dismissed y'all yesterday because I was in a meeting. I wanted to say that Kyle
Rittenhouse,
he was supposed, my community, we were supposed to treat him like Larry Davis, like how we did in the 80s, how we treated Larry Davis. Larry Davis, they almost took him out, but he did what he had to do. He got up out of there. They ended up killing him later in prison. But I was stupefied how angry, people in my community and my friends, a lot of them, were that he didn't get convicted. I'm like, you know what? If he go to jail, you going under the jail, triple time. But that's another thing. I don't even want to detract all the way to yesterday. But yeah, Candy, we could turn her healthy. We could make that Candy into something right. And, I'm the man for the job. So, absolutely. All right. I hope she hear this, too.
She listening. She listening. All right, man. Let me get Rudy in here.
That's right. All right. Peace.
Lord Jesus. This nigga ain't shit. Ricky, thank you for the $10 super. Strong Dad. Muscle flex. Emoji. Jabari, Strong Dad has to trust the Hotepistan Intelligence Division. Candy can't manipulate Jonah, me, Goldstein, or the other officers. We're good. Damn. Y'all are putting the best intelligence on Candy. I don't even know if I like our best intelligence officers focused on one agent. That sounds like a lot of resources. She's already looking like a liability. It's the fact that we need to keep so many eyes on her. Daniel Hawk, $20 super. That's a big boy super.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
Should Candace Owens double down and interview Ye and ask him why he fired? I want to know why he fired Julius. Why he fired Nick King of the Frog People. She just got out of her Adidas contract without quitting. Good question. Rudy, what you got, man?
What's going on today, brother?
Are you approving Candace Owens' application?
So this is my take on it, man. What are we doing, man? What are we doing with this? Are we approving? Are we not approving? Can we see where the character arc takes this woman, where her story goes from here before we make any decisions on whether we bring her into Hotepistan or not?
What's the prerequisite?
I heard what the next storyline, the next character arc, to see where she goes from here, man, to see if she comes back and aligns more closely with us, or can we, can we sit back and see what happens? Because she come up, she got her fame, she got scooped up by she got scooped up by Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? And danced the dance with the white man, right? Then she comes along, right? Gets scooped up by the first tunnel digger, and Dennis Prager gets a contract with them, and then gets scooped up by the second tunnel digger in Ben Shapiro, and now maybe she's having her Kanye arc, and she's breaking free and realizes she don't need anybody, she can do this shit on her own, and we'll see where the story goes before we give her any acceptance in the Hotep stand.
So what's the requisite? She got a what?
Base, brother. She's got to be base. She's got to be a Hotep, man.
How do you convert it? How do you make her Hotep?
I mean, she's got it. We'll see what happens. We'll see if she comes out and starts tap dancing again. And
so you're saying we gotta watch her after this departure before we can even make.
Exactly. Before we ever make a decision on whether to, before she could ever be on the Hotep Jesus channel or jump into Hotep Nation, we got to sit back and watch the next saga of the Candace Owens story, brother.
I got you.
Because, man, let's keep it real. She was an independent little YouTuber called the Red Pill Black when everybody thought she was dope, and then Master Charlie came along and said, "Come tap dance with me and argue and give me a token Negro to take on my college tour, so I'm not seen as a racist." And then she tap danced away from Charlie and got scooped up by Dennis Prager and signed her Prager U thing.
That's who her other boss was, Prager U. I knew I was missing one.
Don't forget, dog. She went to Prager U and was at the Wailing Wall. She's already seen the wall, dude. They already took her to the wall.
Oh, that's right.
Remember that, man. She was there when the big ceremony with the Trump family and Prager U when they opened up the embassy in Jerusalem.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Okay. So, and then she left there and went and tap danced for Ben and Jeremy. But then maybe she had her Kanye moment. You know what I'm saying? A lot sooner than Kanye had his Kanye moment when he was like, "These damn tunnel diggers are trying to keep me down." And she broke free. Now let's sit back and watch the evolution of Candace Owens before we say, "She's in, she's out, she's in, she's out." What the fuck are we doing, dude? That's not Hotep, dude. We sit back and watch. We play the wall like a shadow. You know what I'm saying?
Just to put things in perspective. I mean, what I believe it is the people who have made their decisions don't need, like Goldstein, Strong Dad, don't need to see Candace Owens' next move to make their decision. They're basically saying, "Oh, I understand exactly what we're dealing with."
Well, I'm going to tell you like this, man. Since I'm Hotep adjacent and I'm going to be living on the outside of the city, I might snake the bitch before she even gets there.
Oh, my God.
I might pop one before they even get there, man. So I might thin the herd of immigrants to Hotepistan on their way up because they're coming up my mountain, man. And I'm the grumpy old man on the mountain, bro. So you better give them some kind of flag or something before they pass through the Vets Valley, bro, because the Vets Valley is going to be nasty. Me and Loki will be out there going ape shit.
Oh my God! Before you get the Hotepistan, you got to pass the Vets Valley. Oh,
the Vets Valley,
Jesus.
bro.
If you pass that, then you definitely deserve to put your application in.
Then you're good. You got to give them some paper. You got to give the ones you've chosen a piece of paper so we know. And the ones that are just trying to make that pilgrimage, they got to get through the valley. And the local, me and the Norse guy that can be out there going running around in ghillie shoots with sniper rifles going ape shit. Okay. So, but all I really wanted to call to say is, man, when you're 10 toes down, what the fuck you got to do? Damn, it feels good to be a Hotep. Because, man, between me and Goldstein and Uncle, man, we called this shit. I think it was right after October 7th.
Yeah.
When she first popped off about it, I was like, oh, she's out. She wants out. She wants out. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, man, the most beautiful thing about October 7th, which was a fucking tragic day, but the thing that it did is expose Big Boss Ben to the Zionist fuck that he really is, man. And slowly and steadily, they're bleeding and conservative. They're bleeding peoples. Because that dude, I was, because Cannon let me down last night. Cannon didn't go live. So I'm surfing through podcasts to listen to. I could hear old Dave Rubin, and I watched a little bit of PBD with Dave Rubin. He's all in a tiss about it. Like, I don't know what's going on with her. You know what I'm saying? And then, so I was watching some clips, and somebody showed a clip of Ben Shapiro over there in Oxford, and the lady asked Ben Shapiro, do you feel any remorse about the innocent civilians in Gaza that are getting? He's like, no, not one bit, just showing that the monster that he is, dude. Showing the people a monster of what a Zionist is real first, you know what I'm saying? Infiltrator into the American society, that man really is. So hopefully she bleeds away some of it. Hopefully Knowles will realize that, you know, and he's supposedly just fine Catholic, and realize what a piece of shit his boss is. You know, Clavin and the rest of them ain't going nowhere because they're all tunnel diggers too, right? So, you know, hopefully that outlet dies a slow and steady death, man. And Ruben was talking about that. So Hotep and build, y'all. When you're 10 toes down, damn, it feels good to be a Hotep. I'm out, brother.
All right, Hotep and build. Fucking Rudy. Should Candace Owens double down and interview Ye? I think we'll definitely see more. There's more Ye collaborations in her future. Strong Dad isn't scared of her. Respectfully, his eyes are open to danger. Don't equate my want of the preservation of Hotepistan with fear. Yeah. Not fear, caution.
Call from
Jonah.
What up, bro?
What's good? Good.
What's good, Joe?
You're gonna love this one. I'm sitting out here a little earlier in the pig barn. I'm taking a shit, and I turn on my YouTube, and I see you talking about Candace Owens breaking up.
Yeah, she's breaking up with Daily Wire.
I know. God damn, we only need to know about her breaking up when she's ready for her TED dancing. I'm putting my paperwork in. I'm my turn infiltrator, you know. But for that one, God damn, you know she's already a mother, but she won't be taking care of those kids, so she's gonna be the mother freak without the children attached, you know, single moms.
Is she approved?
I'm going rough today, aren't I?
Is she approved into Hotepistan? Is she denied?
Fuck no, but I'm going to depenetrate her in research.
Wait, what?
I said, fuck no, as far as approved, but I'll depenetrate her research in it.
You're denying her application?
Hell yeah.
Why?
But I might be a communist, what do they call them, defector. But I won't let her in.
Why won't you let her in? Why are you denying her application?
Her?
Yes.
Because like they said already, I mean, this chick's been on every single grifty possible, so you know she's only there for the grift if she comes.
She's only there for the grift.
No intent. That's not a grift with her.
Everything is a grift?
But everything, man. Like, dude, I'll tell you what, as a nihilist teenager, I would love to be her TED dancing because, like, what he did would be like putting the postmark on the box before it was shipped to you. Like, when she opened me up, god damn.
Damn.
Then they see some real offensive stuff.
Grift of the year.
Yeah, like, I mean, come on. Candace has been on the grifties every single year. Yes, I've been along. Candace has been the main star of the grifties every single year because, you know, that's what she is. It's her. And she doesn't, like, I think it was Strong Dad earlier. I couldn't tell who it was because of all the shit, but one of them was saying, like, she's going to be rocking her kid to sleep to fucking steal the Hotep Nation. Man, there's no doubt when you say that statement, you know it's her fucking true if it suits her best.
All right.
Like, man, and Rudy went down his list, but he also forgot the NAACP at the high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, she's been down forever, but don't get me wrong. Like, man, she's still hot. She's got rich-ass white families who's never going to let her raise those kids, so they're going to be away at boarding school. And she's going to be a MILF single mom? Come on. Sign me up. I'll TED dance and tap dance for days.
Oh, my God. All right. Thank you, Jonah.
Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. We can't tell you who won Grift of the Year, but Candace Owens won last year, the year before last. I can't remember. Y'all just made me think of something. And this is something that people miss. We need a website that has Grifter of the Year over the years on site. We need to publish that. Flip it. I just wrote that in my to do, but interesting. We had some supers come in. If Candace is letting the Hotepistan, she's gonna turn into Candyland real quick. Come on, man. John Dad says, if Candace debates Sonny, I'll reconsider. Because Jay asked, she said, if Candace stops running from Sonny, then maybe we can get somewhere. What do you think, Heather? So y'all want to talk to Sonny first, prerequisite? A lot of conditions going on her application. She might be the most conditional applicant of Hotepistan. I just got another idea. Oh, it's flowing. Ideas are flowing. I'm going to show y'all something in a second. Some history lesson. I'm going to leave y'all with. Yeah. Okay. Watch this. So I couldn't remember the name of the sisters that Rasputin was rolling with, and I'm still a bit leery of this list. But it says Olga and Vera Lakhtina. These sisters were part of Rasputin's inner circle in St. Petersburg. This is the part of his life where he was doing religious sabbatical type. Olga and Lakhtina was particularly close to Rasputin, often hosted him at her home. And the funny thing is, I went to Yandex and Google. I couldn't find anything on these sisters. And I'm not sure if these are them, but he was sort of a playboy. At least that's how his reputation goes. But he was rolling with this band of chicks. And yeah, that was pretty. Anyway, excuse me. Let's get Fresh Mike in here. Fresh Mike, call in. Oh my God. Oh my God. Marcus with the $5 super. There is not enough room in Hotepistan for Candace and Sonny. Y'all thought Mo Fax got slaughtered? Candy wouldn't last a day. Red rum.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Why am I laughing? There is not enough room in Hotepistan for Candace and Sonny. That's a bold statement. I mean, damn. It's a real ass statement. Real ass statement. Y'all are harsh. Y'all are harsh. When you call in, please have questions. Please have questions. I'm about to start making that the requirement on the show. If you call in, you must have a question. Right? Anyway. I wonder what we're being distracted from while we're all talking about. And let's see. Suppose that. Yeah. man. That on the screen. What does it say? Countdown to seizure.
Call from
FW Mike.
Mike, what up, yo?
Good afternoon. What up, Hotep Nation? How are you today, sir?
Doing good, man. So, Candace Owens, application Hotepistan, what are you doing with it? Approved, conditional, denied?
Conditional, and I'm glad you asked the question. I've shared this with a couple of Hotep brothers. Don't know if I've shared it on this show yet, but my plan, I'm going to have about 2 miles outside of the gun range, right about 2 miles outside of that, of Hotepistan. There's going to be the Last Chance Hotep Hotel. I'm going to run that, right? And it's going to be like where y'all send kids for Rumspringa, the Hotep version of Rumspringa. We're going to do that. But anybody thinking about coming into Hotepistan, we have the Last Chance Hotep Hotel. And this is your last chance to be admitted, right? So you come stay at the hotel, you hang out, we see if you're able to hang out, you know what I mean? If you're able to be a part, if you understand, if you're able to be accepted into the culture at the Last Chance Hotepistan Hotel. Mm-hmm. And if you are, then you walk that 2 miles, Cassius Cam, go make sure, and Strong Dad, you got that 50, 60-pound ruck on your back, and you go those last 2 miles on feet into Hotepistan, so everybody can see you coming.
They still have to pass through the Vets Valley.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother thing.
So I guess at Hotep Hotel, the Last Chance Hotel, I think what happens there is some people are going to get a flag that allows them to pass through the valley unscathed. And some people are going to not get a flag, and that's going to be at your discretion. Like, hey, I think you might make it, but you're going to have to get through Vets Valley. That's interesting.
That's the idea that I'm sending the information back to Rudy and Strong Dad and Goldstein and of course you, and I'm like, all right, this is what we're seeing with them. This is what they're saying, that kind of thing, and then. The council will come together and make a vote on the person, and then, and then they can come or go. But then that way, you know what I mean? We know, and they have, a little while where they can figure that out. And then, and I think it's good for everyone. But also, man, I like a Candace idea because I'm looking at this like, okay, are we just going to wall off? Because we know ultimately that will lead to destruction. You have to invent new ideas or invite new ideas, new understandings of things, technology, stuff like that, without losing your core values. But I'm looking at this like a team, right? If we got a quarterback on another team that keeps kicking our ass, and now it's, a new season, can we get that quarterback? I'm not looking at her, the person. I'm looking at her skills and her talent. And would that skill set be used effectively for Hotepistan? And if it would, I'm not worried about changing
she's more
her.
Like a running back.
Right. I think she's a wide receiver.
No,
you know what I mean?
She's more like a linebacker.
Yeah. See, I think she's in it for the glory, like a wide. She doesn't want to do the hard work. She wants to run that route, do 2 good routes a game, look like a superstar, get the money and the love.
So maybe
whereas
DB.
a running back,
she might be a DB because at some point she wants to hit somebody. She might be a free safety.
Yeah.
That's
I like that.
She
Yeah.
might be a free safety. She looks like she's like you said, she wants the glory and all of that, but she also wants to hit somebody on the field too.
Yeah. She enjoys that. I think that's the part of her that they can't quite take all the dog out of her. You know what I mean? They can't completely whitewash her and refine her. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, is she messing up a little bit? Yeah, but I'm not. Hotepistan is going to have nothing if not strong men, right? And if there's one thing that'll change a woman's politics, it's that MD 2024. I don't know if you know about that. It's a hashtag going around. MAGA Dick 2024. MD 2024. MAGA Dick.
What the fuck is that?
That's when a man who believes in the principles of, putting our land first gets with a woman with incorrect principles and puts that MAGA on her. You know what I'm saying? Pause. No Diddy. MAGA Dick 2024. You know what I mean? Yeah. That'll turn a woman from liberal to conservative. You know what I'm saying? That'll turn a white woman Hotep. You know what I'm saying? That'll turn an Asian woman Jewish. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, you put the right amount of MD 2024 on a woman, she'll be cooking, she'll be cleaning, she'll be happy, she'll represent the team strong. I'm just saying, bro.
Oh, have mercy.
I live it every day.
What question did you have for me? It's the new requisite now when people call in. You must have a question for Hotep Jesus. What question do you have for me in regards to this or anything in life?
Okay, so in this, I do have a question, and this comes to all admittance, and that is, do you feel like we are potentially too motivated or motivated at all by fear when it comes to allowing people in? And is that fear a good thing or a bad thing? And that's the question with the extra question on it.
Let's go ahead and accept the premise that we're dealing with fear, right? Let's accept that premise, right? Although that could be argued, right? But let's accept that.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Do we think it is? Is it a motivating factor first? And then
let's assume it is.
Okay.
Let's start there. So the question is, repeat the question now. I just want to make sure everything is good with my response.
Do we feel like fear is a motivating factor in allowing people into Hotepistan? And if so, is that a good or bad thing, or positive or negative thing?
Okay. So it's a good thing. And the reason why I say it's a good thing is the thing that creates colonization is open borders. And that is open borders not only geographically, but mentally, economically, ideological wise, religiously. In fact, in Hotepistan, we have a new religion for everyone.
Right.
But trying to be serious here. The thing that hurts civilization is importation of foreign culture, importation of foreign technology. We accept their trinkets and their technology, and then you become dependent upon those, like the natives who moved from hunting to trapping, and they forgot the ways of hunting and went to trapping animals, and they became relying upon the European conquistadors who showed them the trap.
Yeah, and decimated populations of animals because of the way the hunting and yes, sir, yes.
Right. You're supposed to get what you can catch, not what you can trap. So, ideological wise, gluttony could, or gluttony is something that we want to be concerned with, and I think that's Strong Dad's fear. Goldstein's fear with Candace Owens is her maybe proclivity to lean towards gluttony. Okay, whether I agree or not, that is the fear, right? But it is healthy. It is a healthy fear to have in Hotepistan. Is very, very stringent immigration policy, cultural immigration policy, technological immigration policy. What devices do we allow at our border? We're seeing Congress have issues now where they've allowed certain technology inside their borders, such as TikTok, right? So where from the constitutional point, we don't agree that Congress should ban TikTok. From a Hotepistan view, TikTok would definitely be banned in Hotepistan, or there would be very stringent controls upon it. So I think the more you allow, and you see this with a lot of countries, like Saudi Arabia don't allow that same content over there. China don't allow some of the debauched content on there. The porn is blocked in these places. In America, they allow porn on X. People talk about, meta this, meta that. And I'm like, I can't do shit. I can't even teach my kids with Twitter because some T person is gonna pop up on the screen when I even start researching. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm amazed at what they put on Twitter, dude. Like I got all these blocks and stuff because man, I just don't want my. I mean, I'm talking about when they were talking about the cannibal stuff and what they were showing there, and then all the T stuff. Like I don't want my brain there. I'm trying to, you know what? I'm trying to engage my brain with higher thought and problem solving and planning, and none of that. All that puts you in that emotional gross place, man. Ugh, no, thank you. You're
so
right.
I think no, it's a good thing. We need a very strong fear because that is our biggest threat. Our biggest threat, or any civilization's biggest threat, is importation of culture and technology.
Okay, so the question there is, okay, so take, for instance, I was just having this conversation with
just
someone.
Around that thought out, colonization doesn't come in the form of a gun. It comes in the form of assimilation.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Continue, my bad.
I wish everyone was as smart as Hotep Jesus. I wish all the black people listen to Hotep Jesus. I wish all the white people listen to Hotep Jesus. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. But yeah, absolutely. I was talking about the automobile. Where I live, right? So where my studio that I work in is, and where I live, that's 40-minute drive, right? 38 miles, roughly, 39 miles. Like that would be a whole day without an automobile. Even if I had a fast horse, you know, it would be, you know, a cool 4 hours there and 4 hours back before I got any work done. And, you know, so some could say, well, that's a good thing. But then it's like, well, we just spread out and now we're more dependent on automakers, gasoline, you know, all of these things. And then that creates that whole industry behind that. And we don't think about the fact that I don't think about the fact I'm contributing to all of this just by driving 40 miles one way every day, you know? And
the thing is, the part that people leave out with the invention of the cars is that there were cars that were hydro powered. So gasoline never had to be a thing, right?
But even speaking back to that, so we're car, and you're right, yeah, they electric and not this kind of electric, but
the first car
I'm very pro hybrid. It's a whole nother. Yeah, that's why they shut down hybrids, because you either want something guzzling all the gas or guzzling electricity. You don't want a gas-powered motor that charges an electric engine. You don't want that because then that's less gas and less electricity.
My thing is, in regards to technology, there has to be a harmony with nature. That is the requisite for building technology. It must be in harmony with nature. So when we look at technology like the car, we notice the emissions, we notice the violence of that type of engine, the pistons firing, the ignition. We notice the concept of gasoline and the hydrogenation process in creating this. We notice all these things. And what we say as Hotepistanis is there a better way? Okay. And then we come to find out that there is a better way. We have a black gentleman who's brought back, I would say, hydrogen technology and running his car off of water, right? There are powers that be that don't want stuff like this to happen because, well, they'd lose their oil monopolies. And that is a major issue. So in Hotepistan, our vehicles do not use water. They do not use the form of electricity that you might be familiar with. And they do not use gas. Our vehicles are quieter and faster than anything Elon can produce. And we will be using nature to power our car. We're going to be using electromagnetic frequency and magnets.
Yeah, I've looked into that a little, not enough to even speak on it, but very interesting and fascinating. The magnetic and the opposite magnetics and the way you run. Yeah, it's very cool.
Called maglev. They got the train on it. I think they just stopped the production of one of these in China. In maglev, superconducting magnets suspend a train car above a U-shaped concrete. Like ordinary magnets, these magnets propel one another when matching poles face each other. So using the power of nature to propel things. It says fastest train ever built. This is Japan. I'm sorry, this is Japan. Okay. This is the type of technology we will be exploring in this episode.
That's so cool. See, and I love that. I love those levels of thought. You know what I mean? I want to do my fun project. Not there would be somebody else, but something I'd love to help out in any way I could. Is there's water resources, plumbing. The way we do it is very archaic, and there's a way to do it that actually just like the machines you're speaking about contribute back to nature, but is actually cleaner than the stuff we use now.
It should go right into the farm.
Yeah, compost style. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
so
everything's recycled back into nature.
It's kind of like the little piece Cat Williams was saying on Joe Rogan about intelligent design, and like you said, he went full Hotep, but the idea of even our farthest out ideas still submit to this organic nature form. Yep. And that's the problem, is that they got you, no matter how wide you think, you still think in this organic nature shape form. And we need to even think outside of that. It's outside of combustible engine, outside of that kind of thing. So a whole new way to run water, because, people forget that's the key. Water is a key to any civilization. So, and it's interesting as far as evolution must be there, but then how much do you incorporate from other cultures, and how much do you give to other cultures? And are we looking at more Wakanda style, and we just shut them out? Or, you know what I mean? Because, you think about the islands that don't allow people that are still existent, like in the Philippines and I believe in the South Islands of Africa, there are places where you're not allowed to go. Like 2 people have tried to go and they killed them immediately. Yeah. Those people don't know what they're missing out on. They're not thinking, boy, I wish I had the new iPhone. There's not one person in that tribe that's like, I wish I had a new iPhone. They don't care about that. So that's very interesting to me. Anyway, I'll let you go, man. I know it's a long show day. Thank you. Happy Friday. Thank everybody in the Hotep Nation. I hope everybody goes to Patreon and gets that show. It is worth every penny. It is a great show, man. It's worth it. Get the Grifties right now on Patreon. Thank you guys so much. Oh, and shout out to the nation, man. I think you're almost triple your goal for today. That's what I'm talking about. That's Hotep Nation strong on a Friday. So thank you guys. Hotep is for the children. Hotep and Bill. I'm out.
Hotep and Bill. Hell yeah. Crushed our goal today, yo. Crushed our goal today. Appreciate you. Y'all are amazing. Jabari said, enough Candyland. We got to talk about the UK princess who allegedly has cancer in the new spending bill. All right, let's talk about the spending bill, actually. I'm glad he brought that up.
Call from
Marshall.
Marshall, he just think he just cut the line and shit. Can't cut the line, bro. This new generation, man, I'm telling you, this new generation, as much as I want to condemn it, I like the attitude, just thinking like, man, fuck your rule, right? Like, I do what I want, I love that. You cannot shun that when you're dealing with the youth. You must teach them about respect, and I get that. But you want to put everything in context and let them know, I love your ambition, but not today. Not today, not right. Steph.
Yo, what's good?
What up, bro?
What up?
What's good with him?
All right. Hey, listen. So I got the question for you.
All right.
But first, I got my conditions, because I'm strongly against Candace being a part of.
You rejected her application.
Yeah, we're tossing that shit in the shredder. We're not even we're laughing at it. You know what I'm saying?
You tossed it in the shredder. Damn. Oh my God.
Yeah, we can get that shit all the way out of here. But look, let me tell you. But if you want to make me reconsider, you know what she has to do?
What?
So Strong Dad said that she has to debate Sonny, right? I would agree. I'll agree to that. But I'll also raise that in the summertime she has to go to 6 black cookouts.
She has to go to 6 black cookouts?
Yep.
Candace been to cookouts before, man.
Nah, 2 times a month for June, July, and August. She gotta go 6 cookouts.
Candace has been to black cookouts plenty of times, man.
Listen, she has some redeeming to do. If she wants to go down, if she wants to go down this drift where she's talking about stealing, mind you, or grifting off the Sonny Johnson terms, Black Renaissance or whatever. She got to prove herself. She got work to do. She has caused a lot of harm on her name, and now because all of a sudden, with Black people starting to swing conservative or swing for Trump more, now she feels like she wants to kind of capitalize on this wave and whatnot, that she could come in and act like none of that shit didn't happen. Nah, she got side quests to do.
All right, what's your question?
My question is, what kind of value would Candace Owens provide to Hotepistan?
What value does she bring to Hotepistan? We don't know. Like we don't, we don't know what her cooking skills are. Maybe she makes a mean sweet potato pie, right? Maybe she has some dishes that she's good at making. What value does she bring?
My thing is this, and not to cut you off. My thing is this, like, I feel like even at Candace's best, even at Candace's peak, this community, and the movers and shakers in this community run roughshod around her. It's not even close as far as the value they provide. You know what I'm saying? So it's so for people that are pro Candace or whatever, pro Candace getting no type of it's hard. It's hard for me to be convinced where I can't find no value in what she has, because I could go down the line of the value that people provide. We got Men of Order, we got our affiliates, we got Mike, we got Protocol, we got ladies. We might have Women of Order soon. We're building so much shit in there. What is she gonna do? What can she build? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. That's my thing. But even before we get to that, like she got to prove herself. Like how let's say if you want to be an expat in the country, you got to there for like X amount of years. And she got to prove herself for like 5-6 years.
All right.
There we go.
All right. Appreciate you.
You got it, man. Hotep and Bill, bro.
Man, these niggas ain't giving her no breathing room. Oh, man. Goldstein texting the wrong person again. Goldstein, you text the wrong person, man. We're going to get Matt. Matt's going to call in here in a few moments. I want to get back to Jabari's question. So Jabari talked about the spending bill.
Call from
Matt.
Matt, what up, yo?
What's up?
What's
All right,
happening?
I only have questions. So,
Okay.
First question, and I think it is relevant to this: is Hotepistan going to take part in programs like Project Paperclip?
Remind me of that one again. Which one was that one?
That's where we took Nazis at the end of.
That's right. Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. Are we gonna, like, you're saying specific to like foreign?
Not saying I don't want to say Nazis, but I want to say people. I want to say more that people that are extremely valuable, people that have maybe things we're not even really thinking about right now, but like military skills, scientific skills, engineering skills, and maybe they don't completely align with Hotep.
This sounds more like a suggestion than a question.
Okay. But I'm just saying, because if you think about that question long enough, then you're going to really think, okay, is Candace worth bringing in?
I think Steph Colonel asked one of the best questions. What value does she bring?
Yeah, I mean, really, communication is the only value she brings. And really, if we left her in place and played her as like a double or triple agent, I mean, that's your best bet, maybe.
Communication, okay.
I mean, that's it. But, well, are we going to keep monsters on payroll was another question.
Monsters? What do you mean by monsters?
Like, are we going to keep like dangerous people on the payroll in Hotepstan?
I'm going to have to defer to our head of military.
Cannon. Okay. All right, cool. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then biolabs. Are we going to do biolabs? And maybe not in Hotepstan, but are we going to export biolabs?
Got to defer to Tanai on that one.
Tanai. And then nuclear. Are we doing nuclear weapons? Are we trying to do non-proliferation?
Oh, I can answer that one.
Okay.
We may have nukes. That's a possibility.
Okay.
I'm not adverse to having nukes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
We might need
then.
to import some uranium.
Okay. What about? Okay. What about? Are we doing any proxy wars? Will we participate in warfare like that at all? Like America does in Ukraine?
I'm sorry. That's confidential.
Against Cannon.
That's confidential. I could not say one way or another. You know what our military plans may or may not be. I can't discuss our military plan, especially our foreign policy. Not publicly like this.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Perfect. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me ask my questions.
No
Have
doubt.
a good weekend.
Hotep.
All right. Hotep.
I know, Goldstein. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to discuss our foreign policy publicly. Our immigration policy must be discussed publicly because there are people that want to apply. You know, that's different. Yeah, we're gonna need some serious NDA on that type of question. You know. KZ said this dude sounds like a Fed. Yeah. He was giving Fed vibes. Matt, you was giving off Fed vibes there, bro. Definitely giving off Fed vibes. Yeah. Let's go back to the story. So, this is what I would say is this isn't new. This is not even something to be discussed. There's nothing of all the things that Congress gets wrong. This ain't it. I know a lot of people are like, what? Huh? Like, what does this even mean? Do you guys know what this means? Does anybody know what this means? The Senate takes up $1.2 trillion bill to avoid shutdown midnight deadline looms, right? So what is it, right? Let's see if they tell us here. If not, I'll have to translate for you. All right. I don't see, it's not explaining what it is. I think they're assuming that we should know this, right? And I think this is the problem with the media is there's not enough education along with the news, because I think some people look at this differently than what they should. And it's concerning because I'm beginning to question myself, right? So we're going to defer to AI and hope AI can tell us what exactly this all means, right? And I just want to sort of fact check myself here. So let's go here, go there, and let's type in what the media mean. Or what? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I want to make sure it's aligning with my understanding. Okay, yeah, that's the other. All right. I like to just make sure I'm right, not giving out fake news. So it's actually going into better detail than I would have, right? So this is how I understand it, right? It's a budget. It's basically saying, here's how we're going to spend our money here, and here's what we're going to spend it on. Various committees are going to get a budget, right? So this isn't the government cutting a check, right? Because that's what it sounds like. It's like when they say spending bill, people think, oh, the government has just cut a check for 1 point. We just printed 1.2 trillion. That's not exactly the case. The government is just setting a budget for said period, right? And obviously, this is based upon a fiscal year, et cetera, et cetera. Right here, government funding bills are part of the budgetary process where the government decides how to spend its money. This process typically involves the proposal of a budget, debates, and adjustments before a final funding bill is passed by the legislator, like Congress, signing into law, the executive, right? So I'm trying to like convey this in a way that makes sense. It's like sitting down with your wife and saying, you know, here's what we're going to spend on groceries, and here's what we're going to spend on this, here's what we're going to spend on that. And then what happens is the government is supposed to stick to that budget. Okay. The issue is the government never actually sticks to the budget. That's why I say it's kind of like a non-starter. It's like, this shit don't matter because they're not going to stick to this shit anyway. There's still going to be magic money created to send somewhere else. So it's like we arguing over some shit that really has no fucking credibility. Like, it's just like it's like you sit down with your wife and you go, here's how much you're allowed to spend on shoes, right? And the reason why y'all put a shoe budget in there is because you know she going to blow through the shoe budget. So the next month you come around, you check your bills, and last month you said she's only allowed, $300 for shoes, but she put 1,000 on the credit card. Oops, sorry, babe. That's the government. That's what this spending bill is. Oops, sorry, I spent the extra $100 million on Ukraine. And oops, this war popped up, so we had to. That's why I say, and sometimes you'll see news stories. You'll see news stories on the timeline, and Hotep Jesus doesn't comment because my understanding of things is too deep for me to react to. I can't honestly give a reaction to it. Whereas everybody is able to create this content and this reaction, and I'm just like, is this shit even news? Like, that's the filter shit passes through for me. Is this news? Because it seems like it's just something they throw out there, or, the reactionary movement finds something happening in Congress and try to make it something. But the only people that can be fooled like that are people who don't know what this process is. And you can argue that the budget shouldn't be 1.2 trillion, I guess. Argue that. But at the end of the day, the government has to set a budget. It's just, Hotepistan is going to have to set a budget. And Hotepistan might go over budget. It might happen.
Jesus. And I would call the white part. I would panic because that guy boil it down.
Yeah. Yeah. Diamond J says 850 million for a gay nursing home. It's 850 million for the gay nursing home. That's crazy. There's no way they sent 800 million. 800,000. It's also a way to pay friends. That's what a lot of people say. Soul talks about this where I'm trying to think of a video I could pull up and play for you. I'm gonna type in Thomas Sowell Labor Department. All right, I see a blog. Let me see if I can find like YouTube short shit talks about. Got a 9-minute video here. I don't want to make y'all watch a whole 9-minute video of Thomas Sowell. I'm trying to figure out this clip. Hold on. I'm going to show you what I'm trying to figure out if this clip has soundbite in it. How much time? We got time. All right. So we got time. Let's listen to it.
Again, I think back to the Moynihan. Well, no, I think so. The Moynihan report in '65, and he was very alarmed by the illegitimacy rate of 25% among African Americans. By the way, in fairness to the late Moynihan.
Ground, which is very tough to do, but it can be done. I was so lucky. At the time, I had no clue about all this. I left home in 1948. So the same age, it was 10.2%. So both blacks and white teens law in the United States, Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938.
No, this isn't the clip. It's going to be in this.
Intellectual history and social policy at such institutions as Cornell, UC, graduate from Harvard University. What is the chain of events that leads somewhere along the way, somebody discovered that young Thomas Sowell was a very bright kid? How did this happen?
Actually, nobody discovered that. I just past all the glittering places, and we would turn left at 57th Street and go out past more glittering places, including Carnegie Hall. Right. And then we'd turn up around Columbus Circle, up Broadway, and then out to Riverside Drive, all the fancy stuff there. And then at 135th Street, we'd come in off a viaduct, and immediately there'd be the tenements. And of course, this is where I lived. And I went, what is this? And Marx seemed to explain that.
Got it. So what converted you? You graduate from Harvard.
Here we go.
A Marxist. Mm-hmm. You remain a Marxist throughout your 20s, and you've written that you had a summer job in Washington in 1969.
1960.
1960, I beg your pardon, in 1960, that helped to, or that just changed your views on economics. Explain that.
I mean, I was still a Marxist after taking Milton Friedman's course. But one summer in the government was enough to let me say, no, this government is really not the answer.
You heard him? One summer, he took Milton Friedman's course, which is about free to choose, free market capitalism, continues to be a Marxist, spends one summer in government and goes, oh, hell no.
I mean, that is...
Milton Friedman didn't cure you, but the federal government did.
The federal government did. So never say the federal government doesn't do anything.
So what was it about the job?
This is the clip that'll help you understand the government spending bill.
My job was to study minimum wage setting in Puerto Rico. And of course, I discovered that as they kept raising the minimum...
Department of Labor, or
yes.
You're collecting statistics for something? Okay.
Yeah,
all right, got it.
For a report. Right. And I noticed that as they kept raising the minimum wage, the employment kept going down. And of course, economics was saying that was why, but there were two theories.
So he said, he was looking at the trends, and he said, as minimum wage went up, employment went down.
The unions said that the reason it was going down was that there were hurricanes came through, a series of hurricanes during the time they collected the data, and that it destroyed the sugar cane in the field, so there was less required to be processed. And so the question is, which of those is right? And I thought, I'd been trained in Chicago, that if there are two different theories, there must be some factual thing that would be different, at least in principle. So I spent the whole summer trying to figure out how would I test this? And finally I came in one day and announced to the little group here in the office that I have it. That what we need are statistics on the amount of sugar cane standing in the field before the hurricane came through. And I'm waiting for the congratulations, and I can see looks of shock in the room, like this idiot has stumbled on something that will ruin us all, you know. And I realized I was concerned as to whether this law was beneficial or not beneficial to low-income people. They were concerned because this law was providing 1/3 of the income of the U.S. Department of Labor. And once you begin to see that the government agencies have their own self-interest, quite aside from whatever they're theoretically supposed to be doing.
So they were behaving precisely as a...
Did y'all catch that? Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Basically what he's saying is, if you're a race pimp and racism disappears, you're unemployed. So he's saying that they're at the Department of Labor and he's studying minimum wage. Now, I'm surprised it took him that long to come up with that concept. Like, duh. Like, as he's explaining to me the story, I'm like, well, how much sugar cane was harvested before and after? That's the first thought that came to my mind. And sure enough, that's what you would ask. The issue is you are now challenging just the notion of you wanting to ask, well, how much sugar cane? You're not accepting what the unions are saying, what the labor people are saying. You're not accepting their truth. You're challenging their truth and saying, no, that cannot, I don't think that really explains it. Can we see the data on how much sugarcane was harvested before and after? And everybody's looking like, well, if we find out that answer and we find out that this decrease in sugarcane production does not explain the unemployment, then we're out of a job. So when we're talking about a government spending bill, you're talking about a situation where people are paid to keep the problem, to make sure the problem persists. So that's why when people talk about, when I saw the headline this morning, government, House approves $1.2 trillion spending bill, and I see everybody complaining, I'm like, y'all don't even know what you're reacting to? Do you even know how this works? Because this story isn't something to react to. Maybe some of the things inside of the bill, I guess, but that's business as usual. You know, it's and you can argue that, you know, what should be in the bill and all of that. But I'm like, yo, you lost that fight so long ago. Like the problem isn't government spending. It's not even that. It's because I have no problem with government spending. I have no problem with government spending. I think what it is the government doesn't know how to spend the money. The government, like I said, basically, friends is getting paid. Hey, we're going to create this department. You guys will have a job for at least 10 years. Keep that problem persistent. We'll just keep studying the problem, produce studies. Every year they have new statistics and new studies. Here's the unemployment. Here's another study. And they just study. And nothing ever happens. The issue is there's no incentive in government to produce success, right? And that's why the private industry always makes an argument and says, just put it in private hands, because they're motivated by profit. So if your town had a certain service that they needed, you know, create roads or run wire, and you say, all right, we're going to negotiate a contract of a year, and this is the company that's going to manage this. They do a poor job managing it. They're going to be other people, you know, fighting for that government contract. And then there's, you know, well, if you have government contracts, then you have the person that basically favoring certain private industries, you know, blah, blah, blah. But there are ways to manage that risk. You've seen, that's why I love that we had the conversation today with Hotepistan. You see that we're able to problem solve these things with the coalition of minds. But government spending isn't bad, but I think that, you know, if a lot of the issues that we're talking about were handled by private industry, we'd be great. But truth of the matter is the government just has to release control, and then their spending won't even look as bad, right? Like if they release the control, like if they woke up tomorrow and said minimum wage is gone, many people would panic, but the employment rate would skyrocket. The unemployment rate would probably drop to 0. It would drop to 0. It would drop. I'll bet. And when I say 0, I mean anything near 0, right? So if it's, less than 1%, that's 0. If you're less than 1%, that's 0. 0.9, that's 0. Unemployment rate would drop to 0 overnight. And the rise in small business would skyrocket. Skyrocket. Why? Because there's a lot of incentives that small business owners get by hiring people. But the issue is there's so much government regulation. Like I can't hire that person because I can't afford minimum wage. And I only need them for 2 hours, whatever it may be. And there's benefits you get for having, W-2 employees, right? You get tax kickbacks and stuff like that. Also, I think the burden of having to insure your employees, that should be a private industry thing. It's like, hey, come work for me because we do give our people insurance, as opposed to an insurance mandate that stifles small business. Small business doesn't have those profits, but they can compete with those. Like if you hold this position, if you hold this particular position, then, we'll pay for your insurance. If you hold this position, we'll pay for your, these types of things. I'm going to have to teach Martian a lesson. I just closed the phone line. Text first, Martian. But yeah, you can't just jump out the window and say government spending is bad. I think there's a bigger economic argument to be made for other decisions. There's legislation, like I said, the insurance situation. But removing restrictions on small business, SMEs, that's the way, man. That's the way. But again, the way our system's set up, they use government to prevent competition. That's why I say we don't really live in a true capitalist system, because in a capitalist system, you have competition. You're using government to hinder competition. You don't have competition. You have basically socialism or a form of socialism. That's why I say we don't live in a capitalist society. Martian, yeah, he got to check in. He can't just be texting and interrupting my rants and shit. I remember folks kept telling us how much in debt we are, but the government kept printing money. How you in debt when you print the money? Fascinating question. Which I actually have the answer to. So you keep a ledger, and in this ledger, like if you have a company, right, and you make $100, but you spend $200, you're in debt, right? You're losing money. So you're at a deficit. If you're making money, then you're in the green, right? You're in the black, right? So you got the red and you got the black. So the government is basically saying we're in the red. Now, who are they in debt to? Technically, nobody. Technically, nobody. But technically, the Federal Reserve. This is what makes the game great, because it's confusing. Like the game has to be confusing in order for you to maintain control of the game. Because if it's too easy to understand, people will master it and they'll see what you're up to. So you have to create confusion. So, you have to create confusion. So when the government needs money, they create bonds. Those bonds go to the Federal Reserve. Then the Federal Reserve prints money based upon that money, based upon the value of that bond, which when that bond matures, the Fed can cash it in, right? Redeem the bond. Now, we got that settled. So now you have to ask yourself, well, who is the Federal Reserve? And that you got to look up the Board of Governors. Because remember, the Fed is the lender of last resort. That's their job. Right? No. Give it to me. I want it straight from the Federal Reserve. All right. Actually, no, it's not. It's not the Board of Governors. It's the member banks. No. Hold on. I'm going to find it for you. No, not the 12 banks. And here we go. No, that's membership. Chat, what's it called, yo? Chat, what's it called? Hold on. Yeah, Federal Reserve prints the money, not the government. That's correct. I don't want this. This is not it. Not it. All right. Here we go. No, I had it right. No, it is member banks. All right, so here's the explanation, but I want to find the member banks. So it says the Federal Reserve banks are set up like private corporations. Member banks hold stock in the Federal Reserve banks and earn dividends, right? So it's the Federal Reserve member banks. Isn't that what I typed in? Yeah, that's what I typed in. Federal Reserve member banks, right there. Where's that list? Yeah, they like to hide shit. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Let's see if ChatGPT will produce. Produce the list of member banks invested in the United States Federal Reserve. Please don't go woke on me. I just want this. See, it tells us about. See, this is why you can't never. Okay, all right. Here's a way to look at it. Let me see. All right. So let's say we look at New York. So you look at the New York Bank, and in the New York Bank, you have M&T Bank, PPAC Gladstone Bank, First National of Bank of Scotia, Glenville Bank Holding Company, NASDAQ, IBM. These are where these people work at. But then there are actual member banks. I can't remember where I found that list. Was it Wiki? Federal Reserve member banks. Let's type in Wiki. See if it's Wiki. He said this list is redacted. Nah, not the Board of Governors. The Board of Governors is pretty like exposal too, but you can find the member bank on their website. They published right there. Just can't remember how I found it. And it's the usual culprits. It's the usual suspects. They're giving me federalreservehistory.org. I want. I mean, yeah, you also got foreign banks involved in this shit. Hold on. No. Board of members, that's these cats. Are let's go back. Can't find it. And I can't remember where I found it before. Nah, it wouldn't be there. No. It's just an organization chart. These are all organizations. Yeah. But I'll have to make my point. I'm sorry, I tried to find it. Maybe somebody will find it and send me a link. But it's the member banks. And basically what happens is yeah, Google's never gonna give me a real answer, right? Let me try Yandex. Federal Reserve member bank. Somebody wrote a blog, who really owns the Federal Reserve? Let's see. Yeah. Whoops. Hold on. It's all right. So what he's purporting is that he couldn't find the current information. So he's got a list of banks as of 1914. But okay, so all right, so he has these listed. He says, I could not find owners of this bank. If you know the others, please private message me. And this is Federal Reserve Bank of Boston. Then he lists them here, right? Federal Reserve Bank of New York. You see, I had to go to Yandex for that. I had to go to Yandex. Shout out to Russia. Yeah, he's got the list here. These are all the member banks. So I could have sworn I found the banks on the actual Federal Reserve website. I could have sworn I found them, and I can't find them now. Or maybe I found them and I'm just an idiot, and that was what we were looking at before. So let's try it again, really fast. This is my last attempt. Member banks. Let's go to Federal Reserve Bank. Let's go to New York. Okay. Yeah. Rockefeller Foundation. But that's, everybody knows that, right? All right, so now we're on their web, the New York website. They got a diversity. Y'all, look at this, y'all. You go to the Fed website, and what do they got right there? DEI. They got want to know about the money. You talking about some damn DEI. Look, I'm about to show you. Go to About, and you come down here. What does it say? Diversity and inclusion. Who are we? Bank leadership, diversity, equity, inclusion. What the fuck? I give about that shit. What does it say on that? What does that say under that diversity? What does it say? Black women. Women. Just women. All right, let's go back. So you're gonna show us. Here's the board of directors. Where is your member banks? Hold on. I gotta find it. Where is it, bro? You got all this diversity, equity, inclusion shit. But we don't know the member banks. Who's invested here? And then I'm going to have to wrap up that thought, which is going to be very complicated. It's going to be very hard to do. Disclosures, not under disclosure. All right, let's do New York Fed member bank in URL. What's the URL? NewYorkFed.org. Let's see. Here we go. I had to get smart on them. All right. So second district state member banks. Now look at this. Notice that it's not like it's under banks.html. New York Fed, but how do you navigate there? And usually with navigation, it says home and then it says, what section it's not. So it doesn't even seem like this is slotted under a section to where you could navigate to this. It's on the website, but it doesn't seem like there's a way to navigate to this. What happens if I do this search? What happens on this search? All right, so you can search the website and it'll bring it up. Okay. All right, so here's our member banks. So there's the list right there, right? Banco Popular, New York Mellon, Deutsche Bank, Goldman Sachs, all right? Warehouse Trust Company. So these are your member banks, right? The reason why I do this is because I know, like, especially for my kids, if they ever decide to, watch my content, they know how to find information, and, I want to be able to produce it for the Hotep little niggas. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure we did that. All right, now let's come back. So the government prints the bond. It goes to the Fed. The Fed prints money based upon that bond, but the Fed's like, look, you got to pay me back. But I work for you, so technically you don't got to pay me back. But we're going to record this as debt anyway. Okay? And then the member banks have a stake in this. They have a stake in this. Now, obviously they said they get paid dividends, right? So we know how they're making money. So you might ask yourself, well, how are they making dividends off of debt? And that's like the main key that people talk about in the United States is understanding how to leverage debt. And that's how the rich stay rich. And a lot of it comes back to the fact that government can just make more bonds and the Feds can print more money, so they can just keep the game going, which means they'll just continue to earn dividends off of money. It's kind of like putting money in an equity pool or a liquidity pool, right? And you let it sit, and you just, because you've provided us some liquidity on the books, we're going to reward you, right? And it's just like, well, if you print the money, why'd you need my liquidity? It doesn't make sense. From a common sense perspective, this shit does not make it's just a game. It's just rigged for a particular group of people to just win, while others lose. But it just doesn't make sense because of the Monetary Control Act of 1980, all the member banks, all the banks period, fall under the jurisdiction of the Federal Reserve, so they got to play the Federal Reserve's game. I think that was under Carter, if I'm not mistaken. That Carter or Reagan, 1980, I can't remember. Or maybe this passed under Reagan, Carter, I forget. So if they're under the jurisdiction of the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve prints money based upon the United States government creating debt, aka bonds, which are backed by human people, why do the banks need to invest in the Federal Reserve? Like, what's the whole point if I can just print the money? And some of it is to make the game look legitimate. Because if it was just that, like, oh, we're just printing money, then you could just say, oh, we're printing money, and everybody would get that. But when you start adding in that extra dynamic of member banks, and you're like, oh, this is part of the thing to make the thing look like it's legitimate. We have a certain amount of capital injected. The Mellon Bank, Banco Popular, they're injecting capital into this, coming from their profit and investments, foreign assets, domestic assets, all that fucking Wall Street shit. But yeah, that should answer your question. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm sorry it took so long to answer your question. I'm just very. Yeah, that too. Yeah, they gotta do their laundry. Yeah. When there's a system designed to be overly complex, it's done so to hide something. Good way to look at it. Look for a sitemap. Yeah, I could have did that too. That's a great point. Duh. I didn't think about that. This is what happens when you fade from your tech ways. It's a hidden page. It's not hidden, but yeah. Strong Dad said that money hiding. Yeah. Jabari said, funny how AT&T, Verizon, and those British bankers all lived/developed in the same area. Bernardsville, Peapack, Gladstone, Bedminster. Uh-oh.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
It's a magic trick. It only works because you don't know the mechanics. Who owns the Federal Reserve? You want people who run the biggest scam ever to tell you who they are? Question mark, question mark. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like there is no like ownership technically, but if you have which is a good point, right? Because if you have member banks and the member banks, the member banks have investments in this contraption, but you also have board of directors who are people, and these people simultaneously hold positions at IBM. Isn't there a conflict of interest at some point? Like, isn't it? This is what I'm saying. Like, people talk about the spending bill. I'm like, yo, the problem's so much deeper. Oh man, it's like you don't even understand Federal Reserve System. So how you gonna understand the spending bill? But that's got to be a conflict of interest, you know. So it's like, let's say, real world example, right? Let's use a real world. Real world example. Okay. Actually, Wiki. Hold on, I'm gonna get it straight from right here. No, I'm sorry. Crazy that page wasn't indexed. Okay, here we go. So let's say you work. Actually, let's go to New York. Let's go to New York. Let's say you worked for. I'm sorry, I saw something. Okay. Jabari was talking about this. PPAC Gladstone Bank. Like, you called it shots as a director. So PPAC Gladstone Bank, Douglas Kennedy, has tremendous power over our lives and tremendous insight. Like, there's huge implications here. IBM. Imagine your IBM. IBM knows what the Fed's going to do, no? Or do they have NDAs? I'm sure they stick to. Rajiv Shah, Rockefeller Foundation. Medical doctor. Them Indians know they're going to end up in science, boy. Here you go. Y'all worried about Vivek. Y'all better watch out for Rajiv. It's Rajiv you need to worry about. And this is the browning of Western civilization. The browning of Western civilization. This is what a lot of people are afraid of. I don't think it's not a concern of mine, his race, but it's fascinating to watch because that is what's happening, right? Like, you can choose how you want to react to it, but that is what's happening. So this guy is the president of the Rockefeller Foundation. So the president of Rockefeller Foundation got Class C directorship at the Fed. Then people be like, when you say, oh, you know, the Rockefellers run the world and all that shit, well, they don't run the world, but there's something there. There's something there. They have pull. They have insight. They have say-so at the Fed. Them Brahmins? Yeah, it's them Brahmins. Somebody say like Scottie Pippen. White supremacy putting on blackface? Come on, man. He's probably fire at chess. He said, and the red whites focused their attention on black pilots instead of the value of the money that they work 60 hours a week for. Man, this stream might get taken down just for showing the Russian search engine. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you for tuning in and geeking out with me. You know, I tend to do that every once in a while. Just want to make sure when you leave here, you leave full. You know, we've left no stone unturned. You know, that's what I'm hoping. Sorry, I'm looking at the chess tournament happening. There's a puzzle competition happening. United States has a jigsaw competition happening right now. Jigsaw puzzle competition. Look at all them white women in there. Where's the DEI in the jigsaw puzzle industry? Damn, look at her put that puzzle together. Never know. All right. Candidates tournament coming up April. I can't wait. Anyway, I'm out of here, man. It's Friday. I may or may not do a stream tomorrow. Look out for the announcement. I might do like a marathon stream. What I might do is watch Bryson's movie and then watch Candace Owens' Breakfast Club interview. Might. I don't know. I got to see. That might just be Bryson's movie. Depends on how I feel. So hit the subscribe button, like button, all of that. Thank you for helping us hit our goal today. Blew the goal out the water. Oh, excuse me. And I'll see y'all next time. As always. Wait, did I miss any chat? Oh, no, I'm good. I set them all. So as always, be well, stay merry. Tell somebody in your family that you love them. And as always, Hotep and Bill.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan,